Once upon a time called right now. Parliament, P-Funkadelic type Chocolate City type vibe on a Wednesday night. Welcome to Outlaw Radio. My name is Kevin Barnes. I am the host of Outlaw Radio. And what we do here is just talk about some of any and everything that's pertinent to foundational Black Americans, man. That's why a lot of people call me the world-class smartass or the Negro Whisperer, certified professional life coach Negro Whisperer, that is. And as you can tell, I am not alone. I got my partner with me, Mr. Carter. What it is, what it do, what it is.
Peace, family. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk, raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you, I am the Black woman lover, the Black man's brother, the culture teacher, the hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor. Some kids call me Mr. Sea Moss, man. How y'all doing? I'm also the one who brings you nature, natural herbs, supplements, and vitality, and the house of vitality. Y'all better come on in, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, man, and make sure if you come into contact with any opportunities to patronize Black business that you do so. Black business is very important. I say it all the time. Man, we have to support each other, including what we do with these microphones and this content that we create, I guess, if that's what they call it. So, man, we got to support each other. There's a number attached to the show that I failed to mention. And let me get my banner up because normally my banner is scrolling. I'm throwing one okay, there we go. I had to get my banner out. Yeah, 262-202-5131. That's the number. The chat room is on deck. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Outlaw Radio. Bad business. And right now, listen, every time we come on here, we're always trying to make sure that it ain't just about complaining and it ain't just about talking about problems. A lot of times we really, really try to be solution based. One of the things we try to do is encourage you to keep a positive outlook, right? And to keep your spirits up, man, so you can keep fighting. But goddamn, don't it get hard sometimes? Shaquila Morrison, how you doing, my sister? I see you. Shout out to Shaquila. It gets hard, man. It gets hard to be optimistic sometimes, especially in a world like today, right? Like where when the influx of information can be overwhelming. So just to sit and look on the internet or just to watch the news, your sensories overload. Shit. I mean, it's especially now because it's fresh war footage to be shared and people who have been attacked, and the hype machine is in effect, man, with the victims. Listen, I want to talk about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict tonight. We have to. And we're going to as we go along. So if you have an opinion on that or you know something about it that we don't know, please don't hesitate to call in and contribute to the conversation. Rel, what it do, man? How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm good, man. You know, had to. You know what? When you have to go into the office to work, you really appreciate the crib, man. Like, right. I'm just getting home because I had to. Shit, we got a potluck tomorrow, and I'm weird about that shit. Like, I don't eat other people's food,
right?
So, what I contribute is always pre-made. Cause you know, I guess because I figured people would be the same way about me, so I had to go to Sam's Club and get some big ass tray of cookies and shit. Cause I don't eat. You just never know who got pets, who got a cold. Like I'm probably weird, but no, I'm good, and I appreciate being home right now, man.
Yes, sir. And that's Black folk. You don't eat at everybody's house. My mom especially. I mean, normally if I'm going to a potluck at work, I'm only eating, like you said, the pre-prepared the shit that's prepared.
Yeah, right,
you know?
right.
I'm get the cookies. Somebody bring some wings. Okay, them J&J's wings or
right.
That's I know I avoid this. Try my casserole, my vegetable, my vegetable salad. Like it's like nah, I'm good. I'm on that too. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Theon's in the chat room. He says, here we go again, same old shit, just a different day. Man, it's some new shit every day. Seems like.
Better shit.
My guys, how y'all gentlemen doing today, man? You know what? once again, the show can give me sometimes enlighten my perspective. I guess all things considered, I'm okay. It's just a lot of shit going on. Like, everywhere you look is scams. There's people doing identity theft. You don't know where your information is. You don't know who's Kamar Carter in Ohio, right? That you don't know about, or who Kevin Barnes is in Florida. And I'm saying people who are using your ID, not your doppelganger, but someone who's using your ID. You don't know. You don't know what computers have shit twisted. Now we talking about the infusion of AI. I haven't been sweating AI a whole lot, but I'm starting to think about it a little bit more since we put so much time and information into the internet. And I feel like AI and the internet would be cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like they would be really close cousins. And that shit does have the potential to do some damage. I mean, suddenly if these computers have access to cameras that we don't know are located in places that we don't know about, and they just decide to start showing all kinds of shit, you in your home, you in your bathroom, like it can get really invasive and scary. And then you say, well, I'm gonna live off the grid. And then you realize, damn, it's hard to live off the grid. I hear people talking that shit. Live off the grid.
That's my plan.
Okay. It's a tough one. You gotta be a bad son bitch to do it, right?
Nowadays, you know what though? Nowadays, man, technology is so dope. And if we use technology the right way, you ever heard of earth ships?
No, I have not.
Okay, earth ships is these houses they use recycled tires and shit like that to build it. And not mud, what is it, clay? So adobe houses. So they basically a new form of adobe houses, but they self-sustaining. So you have like your roof catches rain, it goes to a tank that gets filtered and purified. It first comes out your sink, and then out your shower, and then it fills up your toilet, and then so that's the pier of the water. So they make sure the drinking water is the freshest. So when you use the bathroom, that water goes through your indoor botanical garden, and your garden gets all the nutrients from the waste, filters that water. Man, it's dope. So with technology,
I can imagine it being fully functional.
It's
I guess
so dope.
My question would be living off the grid, and what is your plan for protection? Because those who live on the grid will come and fuck with you. And they will come and destroy your shit and go back to the grid. And so,
most definitely. Like I really think you ever see that show called Into the Badlands?
With the kung fu and all that shit,
with the swords and shit.
It's utopian society and all this kind of
and
shit.
that's what I pictured, because I mean, without laws and shit like that, like the reason weapons came into play was to stop the little motherfuckers from being raided and pillaged by the people that's bigger than them. So you always had to have a tool to keep a big motherfucker off of you. So
it's coolly, what it do, man?
So I think of it like that. I definitely do plan on having shit that will protect my, because if you can produce the shit, you got to be able to protect the shit. Otherwise, it ain't no point in producing it.
Shout out to Eric.
Make yourself a target.
Jay Slaughter, what it do, my brother? How you doing tonight? Welcome to the show.
Peace.
Tell him, Rail. I hear you. But once again, okay, Rail knows how to do that, right? You are probably one of 40 people in a maybe a 2 mile radius.
Oh yeah,
of where you live.
So
if shit hits the fan, you say, okay, well, I'm cool. I'm finna go live off the grid, and you out there with fresh water and shit and vegetables. You think all these hungry motherfuckers ain't they coming?
They coming.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they definitely come. They say when people talk about a zombie apocalypse, that's what they're really talking about. They're really talking about people who are destitute and desperate.
When you want to be happy because we can build these self-sustaining adobe houses and there's ways to do it. You want to be happy, then some say, man, they gonna come. That shit ain't stopping no bullet. Like you automatically become more pessimistic. I'm just saying. It's like with the food, like you just said.
Yeah.
You go into a potluck, you assume somebody just nasty. I'm not eating that shit. I bet you digging your ass while you cooking.
I feel bad about that shit too, but you gotta you just gotta protect yourself,
Man,
I work with multicultural people, and some cultures is
man,
cool with letting dogs lick the spoon and shit.
man, lick them in the mouth and whatnot. It's
Ah,
bad business. I want to take some time. I want to say, I have to say rest in peace. I have to give a rest in peace, man, to the homie Elix Sims. E Smooth, man. He went to King with us.
mm,
I think he may have been a year or two behind me, but just a real smooth dude, man. And I left. Like, once again, I knew people from high school left, went off to school, came back. For whatever reason, man, demons get a hold of people, man. Just people go through it. They deal with it.
mm.
And I would always see E, man, and that's, if somebody, you see somebody out and they say, man, can you give me some money or help me out? E is the one person that you see me, if wherever I'm at, if I got some money, I'm gonna, here you go, E. He was the homie. He's dealing with whatever he was dealing with, but he was found deceased, I believe, on
Oh,
76 somewhere, Good Hope or something,
man.
Hampton or something. And man, prayers to the family. I see people putting up a lot of love for E on Facebook, man. Definitely rest in peace to E, man. E was a good dude, man. You see people and they going through what they going through, but the person. You know
Right,
what I
right,
mean? And like, damn, somewhere in there is that person still. We just can't.
right.
We just gotta figure out how to access him or her. And man, we all. You can't judge. I don't. I don't judge. I don't. I don't look down because you don't know what a person is dealing with. But that was the homie, Elix Sims. Prayers to your family,
Mm.
man. That was my guy, man. And I'd want mostly. I would say all the people who I know who've encountered that brother, even from back in school, would say, man, dude was cool. Dude was smooth. He was smooth. It's like, yeah, he was, man. It happens, man. It's unfortunate. But rest in peace, my brother. Peaceful journey. Ace Cooley says, shit, I feel like they're trying to create the purge in real life due to the influx of immigrants. You know what? And when Courtney was on here the other night, she was saying she's been in Chicago and where they have 3,000 immigrants that
Mm.
were outside the police station or something like that. And there is an influx of immigrants, right? And the United States, I feel like, are bringing people in as refugees from Ukraine. So yeah.
Yes.
Now the thing is well, when you bring some in, you got to move some around. So I'm guessing that we are the people who will eventually get moved around by way of how they set up things, zoning and neighborhood planning and whatnot, and redevelopment and gentrification. So yeah, it's bad business, man. It's business. Listen, we got this. We talked about this the other night, y'all. The $20,000 raise for the mayor, and I guess is a $10,000 bump, $15,000 bump for everybody. Was getting their money picked up and put up, but on top of that, you have these tax increases that are coming. I was just paying attention to shit like cigars and beer and stuff like that. All that shit has gone up in the last week by at least 20 cents, right? And so you got this tax increase. He wants a raise. Everybody across the board wants a raise. 400 million for county stadium, right? So we talking how much the total bill for county stadium is ridiculous. It is $546 million.
God damn.
$546 million. Man, it's that's crazy for a professional baseball team.
Man, fuck the Brewers.
Well, I understand people say the tax revenue, but at this point, like what you have a tax increase, the county and the city. Now we're gonna turn back around and give them the money, and I believe $100 million of that comes from, or 2 million comes from Milwaukee. Uh, 200 million comes from Milwaukee, I believe. 200 million from the state. And 100 million from some municipalities, man. Crazy, crazy. And they won't legalize marijuana so that we can generate tax money so that we don't
Right.
have to, shoulder the burden of this, man. It's stupid as fuck. It's bad business. Ace Cooley says Chicago is using taxpayer money to pay rent for them for 6 months, up to $9,000. Yeah, Milwaukee Public Schools was dealing with a program in which they brought a bunch of immigrant teachers Immigrant is not a bad word. We can still say that, right? Of course, we said the fuck we want to say on our radio,
You
but I
just
don't
said on the news.
Okay. So because you say, damn immigrants, it seemed like it get bad when you say it. But no, like they were bringing immigrant teachers and they were supposed to have housing for them and they got fucked off. The moral of the story is all the shit is being done with taxpayers' money. Nothing happens without taxpayer money. That's what I'm saying. Like the people get way less credit than they deserve, right? Just through our spending. That shit holds so much weight. Like, if black people really realize, and I know it's hard. I know it's hard because I know my people, man. We like to have things, you know, that for us having things makes us feel better about not having shit, right? When you, it make you feel better whether you came up and you didn't have shit and you went through a bunch of trauma. You get a little money, having something make you feel a little bit better about it, right? Or if you got a little bit but you ain't got as much as the next man, and he show you up. Like, well, I got some shit. I don't feel as bad. So we like to have things. Black people like to, motherfucker choose what he done spent a lot of money on. Man, this is a $300 pen. You spent $300 on a pen? You don't understand this, man. I've been in the pen since I was 8. This is a mechanical architect pen. This is wrapped in the, and you be like, oh, okay. Well, because we like to have things. So it's hard, but I think we can plan. Like, we do a lot of wasteful spending. A lot of wasteful shit. I'm guilty of it too. Right? You don't realize when you swiping your card at a vending machine and you're paying, first of all, for a bag of chips $2, and then there's a fee on your card to use the card, and your bank might charge you a fee too. You don't even know. You ever looked at your bank account one time and said, I know the fuck I just got paid, and I ain't spending that much money. And then start looking at fees and charges and shit. It's like, I'm paying this shit. Let me call them.
Chase did me dirty like that, man.
Oh, Chase with no ATMs nowhere, and
Chase,
everywhere you go, $4. And I used to call Rail and make them like refund me. Now they be like, nah, it's in the policy. We don't do that shit no more. So you just stuck with it. You gonna charge me $4 to get $20?
They charge me every month. I didn't even know it. Well, I don't know how they is now. This was like 10, 12 years ago. They charge me every month for not having a certain amount in my bank account to the point where they dwindled what I had down to zero and then start charging me for overdraft fees.
Oh, I'd walk the fuck out of there.
That's gotta be illegal, man.
Now that's bad business right there.
I was like, God damn, it's a fee for not having at least $1,000 in your account.
Paris LaShawn, I see you, my brother. He says peace, Outlaws from the Mile High Income City. Man, Frontline Black News and Shabaka's Black Experience in hand. Shout out to y'all. Ace, I see you, my brother. He says would be great to create engineer these things that we want within our community. Yeah, it would be great if we could do everything we needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you got to do business with these people. That's what I'm saying. Tasha Holmes, how you doing, my sister? Welcome back to the show. She said they have lost some of the teachers. MPS paid their rent the first month, and 2 out of 10 they hired left and went back home. She talking about the immigrant teachers.
Damn.
Bad business. What I tell you, bad business, man. It's bad business everywhere. Like everywhere you look, people trying to screw you over. Like, and it's like everything is a setup. Do you ever feel like that sometimes? Like everything is a setup. Like when I get on this goddamn Facebook or dude, how many times I keep telling y'all, I go in the store and buy something. When I get home, all of a sudden I'm getting ads for what I bought or things related to it. And I'm like, they taking your consumer information. They keep saying they don't sell it, but they selling it to companies so they can send you ads.
Yeah.
Bad business.
Yeah, Facebook is paying a lawsuit for that shit.
Yes, sir. So it's bad business everywhere, man. Bad business in the community. I see a son, 18 years old, murdered his dad. Huh? Yeah, that was earlier today.
What is this world coming to, man?
Was they fighting?
I get the early reports and it says.
Yeah, I heard that's what they said. It was after a fight or something on the news.
Oh, okay.
And they said that he shot him. they looked at footage too. Once again, I keep telling y'all, there's cameras everywhere.
It's
Juice
cameras.
lady, what it do? What it do? What it do? I don't know if I hollered at you. What's up? My fault.
No, you didn't. Niggas are still in Spanish class. I don't know what she's saying. I never know what she's saying. Can y'all hear this?
Abras, los libras,
Y'all,
a la página.
I don't never know what she's saying. I just be in class, just like nigga.
Right.
Monday and Wednesday.
Right.
It's the end of class, though. I know how to say adios. I can say that. Adios.
I can understand it. I can't speak it. I took it when I went to Morris. I had it all 3 years, and then when I went to King, I had it up until junior year, and it became optional senior year. Yeah. And I wasn't taking that fucking shit.
Me neither. I had that shit. I had German.
Having us do shit like, all right, I read these 3 paragraphs, and we read the paragraphs, but I don't know what the fucking paragraph mean. I'm reading it, but. And then she want us to answer questions. Think we can't answer the questions because now I got to go put it in the translator and then write the answer in the translator, and that's what I'm gonna give you back because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not understanding.
Go to your translator and ask how to say your teacher suck.
And she keep blaming it on UWL.
And say that. And tell that
bad business.
Do management. It is not me. I have no control over nothing. If you talk to them. Like she told us we got a test on Monday. It's 51 questions, but we got 30 minutes. Like, nigga, how? Like, what do you mean? That's not even a minute of question.
You'll be good. You got that.
Man, Speedy Gonzalez.
You got it. It's all right.
She gonna cheat.
You know I am, and I'm gonna pass it.
Brell was talking about high school. I went to King. I had Latin, French, German, and Spanish 1 and 2, and I can't speak none of that shit.
Jesus.
None of it. Couldn't stand. I just wasn't there. My head wasn't there. But welcome to the show, Courtney.
Hey.
Paris is saying peace to you. Sharon Evans, you are correct. Algorithms with the internet and what I just look at how this podcast shit flow and how people get. You see them, you see their ads, you see that they're in the algorithm, and there's ways to get in there. I got to figure it out. I got to figure it out in the most efficient way.
They say that you got to be, doing stuff, Kev.
You could take there's some courses that Google provide for free, and there's a Google Ads course, and then there's a Google social analytics course. I think I took both of them, but they free. Like anybody that wanted to take them, and like with Google Ads and what the fuck is it? Search engine optimization, SEOs.
Yeah, you know what though? I just thought about it. I just had a real revelation. I don't want to be in the algorithm. I don't.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't. I don't want to be in the algorithm.
Well, you at least want the
I'm good.
It shares
the algorithm.
Right. Can
I'm good.
There's the show for you.
What's the purpose then?
It ain't got to be your page, but can we get the Outlaw Radio page and algorithm?
I would welcome any of you all to be in it. Like, put yourself in it and flow. I'm not. I just don't know that I'm not.
I don't think we got a choice.
Oh, we'll see.
Really, I don't think you got a choice.
Law had a last word.
See, it's like, cause dig this, right? Dig this. It's like if what just happened. Say like the Papoose and Remy Ma situation.
Right.
They all through the algorithm. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I think if something happened and you go viral, ain't nothing you could do about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm too old to go viral though.
You ain't never too old to go viral. Anything can happen.
Unless it's some embarrassing shit and don't nobody want. This the dude who fell down those steps and shit. Like,
now you just drop a jewel on the show, and it just take off like wildfire. Because
I'm just saying this. I see that right now. I don't see that in a positive. I don't see that as a positive.
It could be positive.
I watch it backfire on people. Paris says all the tech giants doing that, Kev, for years, and we just keep getting more smart-ish, and it's all linked now. Can't even take your battery out these new phones and devices.
Right. They want to keep tabs on you.
Sharon Evans says Telemundo. That's right.
Telemundo.
Telemundo. That's the only word everybody know. A said I don't need the algorithm. Would start putting my fucked up thoughts on Facebook. Said that's what the algorithm. You know what? It's just
the algorithm. No, man, the algorithm can't check your thoughts. Can it?
Monster.
It's just what you put out there. It's right. About going viral, basically.
It's what you put out there. It's
And
what
my
you put
thing
out
with
there.
the algorithm is like, after I started doing my podcast, I had 5,000. I done dropped it down to maybe 3,000. But still, the fact that you would have 3,000 friends and you still see the same 20 motherfuckers though.
Right.
The same 20. It's like, dude, you're not gonna show me nobody else? No, we ain't
Right.
gonna rotate it or nothing.
That's what they do to you. That's
They
what they do.
gonna show you the people who are more likely to get engagement because your clicks pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? So if they could show, hey, this is like, I think that's one of the reasons they was kicking everybody off or locking everybody account on bullshit, because they knew people was gonna make a new account and act like another person, and that damn near doubles their footprint. So now if they got 5,000 people instead of 2,500 people, because 2,500 people had to make a doppelganger page to get back on.
You know what? Maybe I'm not saying that right. I said algorithm. I'm thinking like fame. I don't really want to be famous. I never have wanted to be famous because I just think it brings a whole lot of unnecessary bullshit into your life. Especially like I'd rather be more wealthy than famous. I guess that's what I would say. I've never been. I don't. It's ironic that I like to talk on the microphone because I'm really not a person that want to be the star of the show. I really don't. I don't. What the celebrity shit looks like to me now. Maybe there's some people who I just need to meet. Okay, people who do it in a classy way. People who are very efficient, business and professional, business like and professional. I think that suit me more. I'm not really to be up in the club with the bottles with the sparklers on them and all that shit no more. I'm not to. Oh, I want to go party in the Hamptons with Puffy and all. I don't. I would never want to. That's not where I'm at in my life. So I don't. I love my anonymity. Right?
But it's different levels of fame, kid. You know what I'm saying? We could be the outlaw radio type shit where, now they want us on other podcasts. Now they want us on panels and shit like that. They want us at the Congressional Black Caucus because they want us up there speaking. We want to hear what Outlaw Radio got to say. It ain't got to be, it's different types.
Right.
It's different worlds.
Yeah. And then in that sense, you get paid.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
now you're getting paid for
they want us to come teach a class at Harvard or some shit. We outlaws. Can you guys come to Harvard and teach a class on outlawis's?
She said that in B Street. She said, if you're gonna be on TV, y'all let's see Beach Street. But no, listen, I'm back. Bad business, man. We have to get back to that conversation, y'all. Just off the cuff. Because I probably could explain myself better. I don't think I'm saying this correctly. I think that's what it is. I don't think I'm saying it correctly. Obviously, I've been doing this shit for a long time, so it's got to be an end game. But I just want to be in more control of it. It's a lot of bullshit going on out here, man. It's easy to get fucked off. Like motherfucker do whatever to get a few thousand views and clicks, and then that shit ends horribly for people a lot of times. So you want to make sure you do it the right way. We'll see.
They gotta have a plan. Like what a lot of people don't understand is hopefully the end game is always to have your own. Like even if you are a YouTuber that got millions of followers, I would think and hope those motherfuckers are smart enough to say, hey, you see me on YouTube, but check out my .net where you, because the thing is, like I was watching that podcast I sent you, Social Proof. Those are all black millionaires that made money off of all kind of shit. Like there's a woman who had a $1.2 million day selling e-courses. So I watch it just to show me that it's possible so that I can have it in my expectations. But he was saying how for every dollar you get from YouTube, they made $600 off of it. And that, I mean, not saying that's a bad thing, but the dude he was talking to see 40,000 a month off of YouTube. So he was like, just think about how much that was you made for them. And he actually the silent partner of the podcast Earn Your Leisure. And he was saying why they started to earnyourleisure.net is because they trying to allocate their YouTube traffic over to that way, is just so they see more of a cut. So hopefully that's the end game.
But they saying that the YouTube dudes making more money than the rappers now. They saying they actually making more money than the artists that they interviewing. Vince Tony, what it do, man? It's been a while. Let me see.
Peace.
This is Sharon Evans. She said algorithms don't pick your thoughts, but when I'm talking to my sister in California about comedy or music, and every concert for 3,000 miles pops up. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they listening.
Harris says I'm watching on Outlaws Radio, Facebook Live. FY, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. There's many different ways to see the show. Vince Tony, how you doing, man? Long time no here. John Fletcher, he said, facts, my family's brand needs to get to the next level, but that's business. It is business. That's the only part that's left. It's the business part of it. Harris said they too busy clout chasing. I know. I hate the thirst.
And
I hate the thirst of cats that's got like, man, you forced to almost talk about dumb shit because you got to keep it popping every day with content. So you get forced to. I see sometimes I'm wasting time watching YouTube. Like I can't get that shit back. I just sat here for 45 minutes watching this dumbass shit, and they ain't talk about nothing. He said the end goal. This is John Fletcher. The end goal is ownership and partnership.
exactly.
I believe heavily in the spirit of collaboration. I really like that. I think that's how it should go. But I live in a city where collaboration ain't nobody. That's a whole other show. Shout out to Paris. He said 19 keys. He thinks you. I think he just said 19 keys. I know.
Oh,
Kamar,
man,
you
yeah,
went
I
to
fuck
see
with 19
keys, right?
I can see
heavily.
Kamar with that too. I can see.
I watch
Kamar.
higher level conversations. 19.
Yeah, I just went to see him. I went to see him in Chicago some months back.
Yeah, I wish I went, man, but I'm gonna go see him. I'm gonna go see him and have him tie my bandana.
So how was that show, Kamar? How was that?
It was dope. It was dope, the whole experience. But you know, I like talking to people, or not talking, but I like listening to people who talking sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just talk some sense. I don't care what you're talking about, man.
And they put you up on other people that's talking sense because they run in a flock. Like I was watching 19 Keys the other day, and he had the Yaki on there who teach you how to heal your body. But then who he put me up on is this dude called KT the Creator. I never heard of him, but shit, just hearing that brother talk, I'm like, yeah, I gotta look him up because he do like me. I like to make shit plain, like the most complex shit. I like to explain it in a way that even a child can understand it and apply it to better their life.
Right. Okay. I'm laughing because your ass be complicated as hell sometimes. You be saying words I can't even repeat.
And tell me, break it down whenever.
I just usually act like I know what it means and keep going on. What you say, Real? Oh, spit that shit, Real.
If I'm like
Preach,
that's what they say. If you talking and people can't use your knowledge to better their life, then you ain't talking shit. Like you don't want to sound all profound and all this shit, and nobody can use it.
I think very deeply. He says, A says everybody or everybody's talking about the same shit, which I find annoying too. And I'll be like, damn, man, like this what you know, and it's 200,000 views. And I'm like, this sat here and talked about some bullshit for 45 minutes and made $30,000. John Fletcher said, you bigger than what you think, family, get paid. Appreciate that. I don't think
get paid.
I don't approach it that way. A says, if I have to hear about Will and Jada again, I'm gonna shoot myself.
Don't do it, because you know you're gonna hear about him again. Don't do it.
Black Magic 363 2. What's that? What is that? Paris. John Fletcher said, I need to get a meeting with y'all. Hey man, name the time and place. We meet up at the House of Vitality.
Yeah.
Right? Get us some smoothies, right?
Smoothies.
Yeah.
All right. I bring the pork rinds. Real, you bring the hog head cheese.
I like.
I wish, man. I miss it, man. My
stomach be like, get the fuck away from my establishment.
I'm like, if I get the crackling,
man.
Give me some hot sauce, nigga.
Sometimes I look at it like, you know what? This might be worth being sick for a day, but then I'll be like, nah, fuck it. Shit, I'm down 20 pounds, man. I gotta keep this shit going.
Yeah.
He said, oh, then you just a plebiscite babbling and Sambo rambling. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
Tell us what's on your mind then,
if people can't understand, man, you wasting your breath. Like I don't want to sound smart. I just love getting an understanding and helping my knowledge help other people get an understanding.
It's a slippery slope. Tasha says, well, I always learn something new when listening to this show. So thank you very much. You know what, y'all? Is y'all trying to make a dark skin nigga blood?
I didn't know. I was looking at it and I'm like, TYVM.
Well, oh no, no.
Look at
What
you.
y'all taught me one time, and I learned ever since then. I've been nimble. I can't remember what it was. Is it talk to you later or something like that or something. I said, "Oh, keep it moving" or some shit, and I didn't know, but both of y'all knew, and I was like, "I don't know what that means." Trying to say, it was like, "Nah, dude,
Man,
that's like."
sometimes it be taking me a minute. I've never sine that one, so I was just sitting here like,
She thought she said
You know,
twism.
I'm like,
Twism. What the fuck? That mean? I appreciate that, Tasha. I hope we can. That's kind of the point of the show, anyways. I would hope that we approach the conversation or some sort of philosophy or theory on here that people say, you know what, I never thought about that, or let me look that up. Because I wouldn't say take what you hear on any podcast and run with it. Be prepared to do your research on what somebody says, or you be walking around, what do you call it? Bambling and sambo rambling, like you don't, and people just sitting there knowing you full of shit, but nobody wants to say it.
and look, and I just learned something new. That thank you very much. I didn't know about that. Look, we learned
There we
something new
go.
every day.
There we go. There we go. There we go. There we
Outlaw
go.
Radio.
It's a learning moment. You said, and they be going at me too every time I play that music. I get a message from Facebook like, "Oh, we muted part of your video because you used it."
Damn.
Algorithm.
Too much of it. You got to cut it down a little
Right,
bit.
you got to cut. Right, you can only use, what is it, Kamar? 3 seconds.
I don't know. It's only a certain amount you can use, though.
It's a bass guitar. I had to get the whole loop, man. Sharon,
Seinfeld ain't playing about his royalties, man.
Oh man, come on, man. Fucking with the big
Seinfeld.
No, they got me. Look, I did 8 Ball and MJG crumbs to bricks, and they came. Boop. You don't own this shit? I said, hold on. I tried to put on
algorithm. That's what algorithm
right.
like.
I tried to put on there what everybody else put on there. Like, I don't own this. And they was like, yeah, bro, the fuck out of here. Sharon Evans said, word real. Malcolm X said, make it plain so the people understand. It's very important to know your audience. Yes,
he was a Mercury and Taurus.
He said, Kev and Outlaws, its YouTube channel heavy on black metaphysical content, Black Magic 363. Oh, okay. So I listen. He said all I listen to is intelligent black media on a daily basis and create similar content as well.
Channel. I like that channel. It's cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah. I got muted for the Seinfeld joint. Paris. He said got the soundboard. That's what's up. Man, a Rodecaster Pro is a piece of equipment for a person who does content. I'm trying to tell you, you can do a million things with it. And I be lazy with the shit. So it's just so much more you can do with it. That's why I bought it. But listen, it's Outlaw Radio, Bad Business. I was talking about the pessimistic outlook a lot of us have. Because last Monday, day before yesterday, we talked about I don't give a fuckness. And we were talking about black people who most of us, when you try to speak to them about something, other than something like Will and Jada or something like, Dame Lillard only had 4 points last night, or who's the greatest, Jordan or LeBron? If you switch the conversation and said, tell me where you are in the Palestinian Israeli conflict, they'll be like, man, I don't give a fuck about that shit, man. What you talking about? So I want to get that because I feel like that America right now, and especially the media, is creating a situation where you got to pick a side, right? Because how many celebrities have come out? I believe LeBron or Floyd Mayweather has come out and said he's sending money to Israel. I've seen several Hollywood people say, no, we got to stand with Israel. But then I've also seen people say, I stand with Palestine.
Somebody give no fuck about that shit, Kev. I mean, motherfuckers give a fuck about that shit, but motherfuckers got other shit to get. What we got to worry about, we got to worry about right here. A lot of us got to worry about right here and the shit going on right here and what we dealing with right here every day. Like what y'all can't help us. Y'all got America sending y'all money. We need money here.
Right.
Struggling here. So America got y'all and we're going to keep worrying about us. Like
ain't that what they want though? Is for you not to give a fuck so they can do whatever they want while you ain't paying attention. Like send 2,000 Americans over there all of a sudden, send hundreds of millions of dollars in relief over there and military equipment, billions. There you go.
Billions.
That almost, and then what happens is inflation goes up, so the price of everything in our country goes up. Now we paying $5 for a gallon of gas, but the government is spending over there. So I think you almost have to give a fuck because you got to know who to point the finger at and say, let's get rid of that motherfucker. And so this whole movement is empowered. That whole movement of the 1%, they're empowered because people don't give a fuck and they can do whatever they want while you ain't looking.
But Kev, I think we know this, and I think we know it's our government. I think we know it's Biden. And I think at this point we all know we need to get rid of this nigga Biden. Is it not Biden or is it somebody else?
Well,
Somebody
he's
else.
I think
not
we all
alone.
know.
He's not the king of England. He's only in control of the military.
Somebody else.
It's checks and balances. He doesn't have absolute power.
He a
So
puppet.
So who
you
just
got
sent that money and shit over there? Who sent the military over there? Who did that?
well, it had to be cleared by Congress, right? It has to be cleared. So he didn't just say send it. And they say, oh, check on the way. Shit has to go through. There's supposed to be processes, but when you ain't paying attention, you don't know that because you can't even think about the fact that the money you spend contributes to everything they do because you don't give a fuck. You got to be worried about what's in front of you. All I know is I need a Slim Jim. That's all. Not you, Courtney, but I'm saying the individual who thinks like that. You got to be aware. You got to have a little awareness about everything, man. Especially like I'm saying where you sitting at because let's be honest. What happens to people when they are in any kind of conflict with Jewish people in America? What happens to them? They get shut down, right? It's shut down. So now you're talking about the people, they're supposed to be God's chosen people. America has accepted them as such. They got a group of people who had the nerve to attack them. Terrorist attack. 2,000 people, hostages, innocent people lost their lives. They've been pounding that shit with missiles and bombs ever since, right? They said they come on land, sea, and air. So America is now thrown into this conflict that will bring problems from other Muslim countries in the Middle East when we go over there. We'll never get our military fully withdrawn from over there because we're always standing with Israel. I'm not anti-Semitic. Some people, I don't want people coming at me.
I just want to know why the fuck we always getting this shit. You don't hear like Japan sending people over there. Why the fuck we always got to hop in something?
Because the money.
Just sit back and let motherfuckers have their own fight.
Business interest, bad business. We got to get a lot of stuff from over there. That's why you think the rush for electric cars is so prominent in America. Because they realize that they don't have as strong a hold on those Middle Eastern countries where that fossil fuel is as they used to. So they just trying to free themselves from that and say, okay, they got us by the balls a little bit too tight with this shit. So you just go into further business with China and Japan with the circuit boards and all of that kind of stuff and the computers and the cheap electronics. You just switch from who you sleeping with. You go from one girl house to the next. Let me see. A said, why do we have to stand with either? The untouchables done fucked us over as well as the Arabs was the absolute first to enslave us. The fucking Rothschilds up to some bullshit. X goes at the Rothschilds all the time. Listen, I'm not saying what I'm telling you is what's about to be the latest move in America. Like my neighbor has he has a Trump flag. He's a white dude. He has a big ass Trump flag in his yard, right? Bring Trump back. Let's bring America back. And I look at it, I say, is this an overt racist gesture towards me? Or is it just him exercising his political freedom? Because I see a lot of Negroes talking about they like Trump as well. And I'm saying, okay, so is this not the same Trump that got sued for, racist housing policies in the 70s? Is this not the same dude who has played games with black people during his whole, oh, my African American? He's the one who said laziness is a trait that runs that we have.
You might as well vote for me. What do you got to lose?
Well, that was Biden. He said, what he said, if you don't vote for him, you ain't black or some shit.
No, Trump did say something like that when he was running a while back. He was running.
Yeah, he did say some shit like that.
I thought that was Biden.
And he said, what do you guys got to lose?
Oh, what do you got to lose? Okay, what do you got to lose? Okay, yeah. I thought you were saying if you don't vote for, you ain't black.
I mean, I guess I don't be tripping on that shit. It's like,
I don't either.
I know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And in the world we live in, motherfuckers be Trump is racist. Trump is, so is your fucking boss. So is the company you work for. Them white motherfuckers, they the same way. That supervisor, everybody. It ain't no fucking different. So it's just that his is more vocal. It's no different. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to it, can you handle business with this America shit or not? I mean, it ain't like they're gonna give us who the fuck we want, but we do need to vote more and pay more attention. Like, yeah, at the end of the day, we do need more people to vote. We need more people to pay attention to know what the fuck is going on. But until then,
What he said? Okay, he says Voltaire said, "Whoever you can't criticize or question are those who control you." Right? Right.
Okay.
Millions of years of war over there. It's got that's what. Okay, thank you, Sharon, because that's the point I was trying to make the other night. That this conflict has a long history, and what I was saying is don't rush to a judge because I don't think Hamas represents all Palestinian people. Right? I don't think it's all of them because it's innocent people who are being killed right now. There's a movement within them that says, "Hey, man, this is our land, and we shouldn't be subjugated over here." The way they come on, man, you know they running things with the iron fist over there. Alice Burns says, "What happened to the Iron Dome?" The Iron Dome. What is the Iron Dome? What was that? I don't know. You got to put me up on that, Alice. Paris said, Kev, are they aware the best arms forces and police train or learn their training from the Israeli military? In addition, Israel is the organ harvesting capital of the world. Did not know that. Right? Okay.
I just read something yesterday that said that like it showed a sex offender map of Israel, and it was saying they got some kind of policies. Well, basically, a lot of people who are under review for like sex shit go back to Israel because they got some shit where they safe there, or like I guess they won't be extradited. I'll find the article and submit it, but yeah, they got their own little way. I mean, I ain't saying everybody over there sex offenders and no shit like that, but they got their own way, just like how the Vatican is damn near its own government and shit. They got their own way to where they gonna protect their own.
Man.
I would say.
I said it's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah,
it's a whole lot.
Shit to be about, you know what I mean? Because I say it all the time. Everything is economic, and I think the United States is against anybody who ain't with this currency or who ain't with their system. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna side with anybody who's, you know what I mean, who riding with them type shit.
I just don't like for us as people of color, foundational Black Americans, to be dragged into their bullshit. That's where my concern lies. But I think you got to side eye everything because every time I walk out to the front of my house and I see that flag in that yard, I side eye and say, okay, you've identified yourself. I need to be aware of what's going on. He said, I feel a lot of heat coming off the end of that couch. And we've been cool. I've been here a minute. We've been cool. Because I say, we used to think if somebody says we're Trump, they're wearing a Trump hat. Like we got mad at Kanye. Well, I did. Because he wore the Make America Great hat again. And we saying this dude, this clown. But so we were understood. We understood that was kind of like a racist statement when we seen somebody with that hat on. But then, like I said, there's a lot of Black people, I guess, for nothing better to do. Waka Flocka Flame came out to say he supports Trump, right? And I know.
Hey, but you know what, Kev? Hey, even it's some white people who probably support Trump that ain't really with the racist bullshit that come with him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like how there's some Black people that support Trump, but they ain't with the racist bullshit that come with him. Like different people support him for different reasons.
Okay. So it's not just a statement, like it's not something I should grip up for because he got a Trump flag, so I need to load up something very large.
You know what I mean? Because he wouldn't have moved there in the first place.
Well, he's been here. He was here before me. He was living there before I, it's been a while.
Shit, he'd have left if it was that serious too.
He's been cool. He usually just gets very patriotic around the 4th of July. White people get very emotional around the 4th of July.
I think some people,
but that U.S. flag done turned into a Trump flag. So I'm like, hold on, let me, you know.
Yeah, just let him do his thing. You know what I mean?
I see you, Mr. Italian white man. Go ahead, real.
And I was gonna say, I think some people some people they didn't vote for Biden because they thought his policies were good. They were just so in their chest about needing to get Trump out. I'm thinking some people might feel the same way about Biden after seeing him stumble over words, show dementia. They probably like, look, we
ramble
just
about
got to get
fishing
him
with his
out.
guy.
Oh wow! After we let Reagan stay in the White House with Alzheimer's disease for 9 years, right? I mean, come on. Joey Phillips, what it do, man? Big homie, my big brother. He said, "Peace and love, Outlaw Radio. I love you guys. Always keeping it real. KB, don't stop, won't stop. I don't plan on quitting anytime soon. I'm just saying, I just got to be real careful. You know, the devil is a liar. I don't know if people can interpret what I'm saying, but he's a liar. Mama Jenkins said, "Good evening, my Outlaw family. Let's make it do what it do." I'm a little late, but we got fentanyl deaths on the rise and an 18-year-old shooting his father 31 times, what we were talking about.
31.
We got mega shit going on right here. We're gonna have a fucking shutdown in a couple weeks. I feel for those people, but we got a lot of shit that's fucked up here.
Yeah.
Oh man, yes. I can never lose sight of that. I'm just saying, and I don't ask people to become experts on these situations. I'm just saying, no, you got to have, like Kamara always calls it, balance. You gotta be kind of like a jack of all trade and a master of none, almost. Like you got to be able to be fluid and adjust. So don't limit yourself to what you know, or what kind of information you take in. Sometimes you should just watch some shit that you don't normally watch. You might end up saying, "Damn, I ain't never even thought about this shit before." Pear said, "Yes, Kev, that's exactly what it is." The same dude who
Hey, I
benefited
do that
from it
shit.
though.
My bag. I do that shit all the time, Kev. Like today, I was watching the Somalis hijacking ships and shit. I'm watching pirates and shit.
Right. Yeah. See? Like, oh, I ain't this shit. This crazy.
Man, hey, that shit was good, man. Hey, listen, they got all kind of tactics. They do to ward them off and shit, man.
Man, you don't even want to know some of the shit I watch. Like, I'm telling you, it varies so much. That's, I think, the other night, Courtney asked me what's my favorite podcast, and I'm like, I watch so much shit on the internet that it's not one I could just particularly say this is my go-to besides Outlaw
Right.
Radio.
I think with me, it'd be more of a combination of who the interviewer is and who the
Who the guest
interviewee
is.
is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it'd be different stuff. Like it could
Do I
be
want to hear what this motherfucker got to say? Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it'd be some drink champs I don't even click on.
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying?
I see Vince. He said, I talked to 2 Palestinian acquaintances. They say that their people don't have a choice. They're literally living in a graveyard. They say, we don't understand our involvement. This is our war. Without our weapons, the Israelis would be in for a real war. This country is fighting 2 wars.
Right.
Yeah, we talk about the United States got their back. Dion, what's popping, man?
Hey, gentlemen, how y'all doing tonight?
Peace.
Good. What's popping with you?
That's what's up. I'm on my way back.
He know I'm
Headed
on
back
here.
down that way. Just want to. Man, why old girl talking when I'm saying
I'm
something
just
though,
saying.
man? You gotta
said,
respect
hey,
me,
gentlemen,
man.
you
For
know I'm
real.
on here.
But anyway, though, so check it out. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Right? I'm not democratic. I'm not. I'm anti. I'm against the USA. I've been against. Here go the police. I've been against the USA for a long time. I'm not. Yeah, I got to slow down though. I'm going 75 miles an hour and shit. But anyway, so yeah, I'm in this truck. They don't want you to go that fast in these semis. If I was in a car, it'd be different. But yeah, though. So I've been anti-government for a long time. Like since I was a shorty. You know what I'm saying? Like me being raised with my grandfather and my grandmother, them being born in a Jim Crow era, sharecroppers as kids. They taught me a lot, even though they didn't have the book knowledge, but it was just like they gave me a background of who I was as a black man living in America. So I never really liked America. Like even when 9/11 happened, I didn't collateral damage. I ain't give a fuck about the people I ain't know them. Like collateral damage. You know what I'm saying? Like real life thought. So because I feel like the United States is a bunch of fucking bullies. I feel like they go over there, they drain the resources. First of all, they lie to you. They indoctrinate you with all this whole bullshit. Everything from, we could go back to Harry Truman, to Gerald Ford, to Nixon, Ronald Reagan, the first Bush, the second Bush, Clinton, everything. They'll paint this picture of these people, even whatever that fucking name, Thomas Jefferson, you know what I'm saying? All them, you know what I'm saying? They'll paint this picture of because it's a white society, so they want to paint a picture that the white man is great. You know what I'm saying? But in all actuality, once you start uncovering all the knowledge and all the hidden gems out there, it makes you sick to your stomach to be in America. People be like, well, you need to go back wherever. I don't listen. I'm not going back no motherfucking where. I'm born here. I'm gonna die here, and that's it. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, hold on, whoa, Dion. Well, you don't like it here, though. You said fuck it here. You didn't. I mean, I'm saying you want it.
Motherfuckers don't like that job every day, but they go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but
I ain't listening.
You going to the barbecue festival? You buying trucks, and then you gonna say you hate America? It don't make sense.
Man, it does. And I'm American.
Wait,
I'm everything that America is. I am. I'm a bigot. I'm a misogynist. I'm prejudiced. I'm racist. I have hatred. I sold cocaine. I work every day. I pay my taxes. I'm American. I'm an American. You know what I'm saying? But
so
I
you
don't
hate
fly
yourself.
No red, white, and blue flag.
So you hate yourself.
I guess I do must hate myself.
Okay.
Man, I'm not gonna say I hate myself, kid. Don't do that.
Well, no, you.
Whoa.
Okay, but you just said you were America.
Like
you just were.
I'm an American. Everything that America is, I am. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this question.
I've been indoctrinated with all of it.
Let me ask you this question.
Yes.
You said you're against this country and you want it to fall. So if it falls, where are you going so you can still go to barbecue festivals?
I will be like those people that happened in 9/11 collateral damage. We all will be. Because it's gonna fall.
Hey, DR.
It's gonna fall.
Hey, DR. Hey, just steal one of the just make sure you got one of them trucks.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Because we're gonna need somebody to do our transportation and shit. You know what I mean? To move these products and all that shit. So you still be in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's gonna fall, man. It got to, man.
I'm just so confused.
Like
we got bartering systems and shit we gonna put in place, man. If this motherfucker fall, we gonna figure it out.
You can't be, man. You can't. There is no way on God's green earth that you can sit up and be like, I'm proud to be an American. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if I didn't know everything.
Hold on. You just said you were Dion.
No, I said I'm American.
Right.
I'm American.
And you said I ain't going nowhere, and I'm everything in this country. And you said I'm everything in this
country.
So that's pride, ain't it? So you disgusted with yourself.
I'm not disgusted with myself. Everything I learned to hate, the bigotry, I learned it from America. You know, I'm a product of soil. You know, like the soil that we grow. Like check it out, Ken. When I hit that road down 57 next month, and I'm going to Memphis, Tennessee.
I thought we had 5-way, Ken.
What? Y'all done made me hang up on.
I'm just saying, I thought we had 5-way. Why you wasn't able to pick up?
Listen, what y'all got to understand is some people call the show, but they call me not knowing that I'm on the air.
Oh,
so if I pick it up, they'll be like, "Oh, my bad, cuz I forgot you got the show tonight. I was trying to ask you about something." So that's why certain numbers.
My bad. I just want to talk to you about woo woo woo. Like, hey, man.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't. That's why you don't.
Hey, Kev, what you gonna do if you answer it and it be like, nigga?
Oh, you what? Right. Whoa, I'm on the air.
Click.
Yo, what's happening, cuz? Welcome to Outlaw Radio. Like, you know what I'm saying? Any call that start like that is gonna be bad.
No,
man, nigga, where you at?
Hold on. I don't want no white girls. No.
I need for Dion was confusing me because y'all gotta help me understand. He said he hate America. He wanted to fall. He's always been against it, but he is America. He's everything that America represents. So,
but Dion, he wasn't proud.
I think he's saying.
All the bullshit America is. That's him.
I think he's saying he against America. But everything that America is, he's been all his life. But he ain't proud of it.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
I sold crack. I did this. I did that. I'm fucked up. I ain't proud of this shit. You know what I mean?
I'm a product of my environment.
Trying to say.
Finally, The Rock has returned to Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to say that one day. Kamar is correct on that Trump thing he was saying. He was. I got confused. I thought he was, because I know Biden said, you know, you ain't black if you don't And,
Yeah,
and Trump,
Biden did say that.
and Trump was like, "What you got to lose?" You're right. He did say that.
What's her name? Had hot sauce in her purse and shit. They got
Hillary with her pandering ass. That's why she lost.
Hey,
right?
Now that was offensive.
Right. That's why she lost that shit, though. She the one who
that was offensive.
She the reason we got Trump in because of that bullshit. He said we need to understand that this corporation, the USA, is run by England. Okay?
Right.
Atlas Burns said that the Iron Dome is Israel's rocket defense system, and it's called the Iron Dome. Man, you put up on something. I did not know that.
Good looking, dope.
I did not know that. I don't know. I guess since
that's my cousin, nigga. That's my cousin.
Since they got the United States, they probably got some upgraded shit now from the US, man. The US hold them down. He said there are people that are just for the Republican Party, not necessarily for Trump. The Vatican is religious capital of the planet, and it's full of our ancient ancestors' treasures, along with being its own nation or state as well. That comes from Paris. He says Trump didn't push any policies that hurt FBA's DOA or freedmen. I'm one of Real called me out early in the show because I was one of those people who was just so sick and tired of Trump, but it just wasn't Trump. It was what I had deducted was that the attitude and the behavior of white people had gone from zero to shit.
That's what it was.
In 4 years, all of a sudden
to show themselves. So and that's what I appreciated about it. It had them show themselves and expose how they really feel.
Yeah,
because they always felt that way.
Somebody not aware that that's wait, hold on, whoa. I get you on that, Real. I get you on. Yes, it's cool to identify yourself, but I'm saying it gets to the point where young black teenagers are getting spit on by old white people. It gets to the point where you see like white men. I'm gonna make a citizen's arrest and killing young black men from this brodiness. That's where it becomes harmful. We've always known. We've always known.
Popping up out the woodwork and shit.
That shit
That's what I'm saying. Even here in Milwaukee, when the attorney parks her car and walks up to a team, that's some Trump shit. We didn't see that shit before Trump. You seen them do? I'm not saying they didn't do nothing to us, but it wasn't as overt. The motherfuckers got back to the 50s on our ass.
That was only one time, man.
That shit happened all over the country. What do you not done?
Motherfuckers was getting lynched.
Yes.
The racist audacity.
I don't think it's like
this shit been
the racist audacity came to the forefront a lot more. I do agree. This shit been happening, but it just came to the forefront a lot more.
Thank you.
Since Trump came in office.
I'm not saying he invented it. I'm just saying he polarized them and got them to the point where they was like, "Fuck it, then."
They felt like their big brother was around. My big brother is, so I can act like I want to act.
The racist audacity exploded.
Right, and so it made me say, "I just want this motherfucker gone." So I voted. And I'm not enamored with Biden's policies. I would just like to see somebody other than Trump run against him. I just can't, in all consciousness, with the felonies, and we talk about voter suppression. This is what a lot of people don't even understand too. While they run around cheerleading for Trump, it's been proven that there was voter fraud in the state of Georgia and some other ones, and it largely affects people of color's voice. And that's what he's in jail and right now going through the court for. That's a felony. That's why they gave him the RICO Act. So, rappers, sometimes you just want rappers. Sometimes you want them to say the right thing. And sometimes you just want them to shut the fuck up. Just go do a show, man. Go dance or something. Go pop a bottle or something. He said he didn't push any policies he certainly didn't pass any either that helped us. I mean, which, we had a brother before.
I think we want rappers to speak up. We just want them to be smart enough to say the right shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what I mean? Like, we want them to be able to use their platform, but we want them to be smart enough to say the right shit.
He says they got Biden remorse right now after telling us vote for anyone but Trump in 2020. You know what? The one issue that I do have is that he did make some promises about police reform and even about the student loan shit that he just couldn't really rock with. He couldn't get it passed through. So you lied about that, bro. And we don't forget shit like that.
I got a stimulus check out the deal.
Out of Biden? Or are you talking about Trump?
I got a stimulus check out the deal.
Well, a lot of people. I
Man,
mean, I spent mine too. Shit,
yeah,
we went to Red Lobster. Kids had crab legs, and you don't need that. We was in there partying. Give me some stuffed mushrooms. Felt like
Shit,
aristocrats.
I got about $500 worth of elderberries.
Oh shit! Well, we just ate
That's what
5,000
I
calories.
did.
I can't even
was I
remember
on
what
Outlaw
we spent.
Radio then? I wasn't on Outlaw Radio when I was going to Columbia and all that shit.
When, but
I don't
shit,
think
where did you go?
That was like 20.
Right.
I think you came on the show either right when you came back or then you went and came back because you
But
went
just know
somewhere.
that was Trump giving niggas money to go kick it. He like,
Oh,
man,
okay.
go live
You was
your life,
riding on
man.
you was
Go
riding on Dollar
relax. I'm
Bill.
like,
Okay.
cool.
She
I
said,
will.
Sharon Evans said we wouldn't walk down a dark alley with blinders. We definitely need to keep our eyes open to all subjects. Thank you, Sharon. That's all I was trying to say to people. Be well versed, man. Have many tools in your toolbox. Bear said while he was president, in fact, all or most of his policies benefited FBA, DOAs, or freedmen. I'd like to see it. Like I said, if you know better than me, I'm totally open to figuring it out. I'm just for what he stands for and for what the energy that he brings to the room. I just can't fuck with it. Right. So send that to me though, Paris. Tell me what he did. Tell me what he passed. Cause I remember I've been a grown man through about 5 presidents. So I didn't remember anything he was doing that was ground swelling. I figured I felt like he inherited a healthy economy from Obama because we were in good economic shape when Obama hit it. And so I felt like he kind of was gliding when he came through. But enlighten me, please.
Okay, if
He
y'all
says,
speed up with the chat, like
I can't speak. I can only play the piano and sing at one beat. I can't speed it up. I can't because I'm talking and reading at the same time. A says, I like Talib Kweli's podcast. I'm way behind, so you are right. But it be like that sometimes. Damn, Courtney.
yeah.
Damn, you on fire about the phone? Not the goddamn chat room.
I'm just
You
saying,
fucking with the Black Chamber of Commerce now.
We got a dope podcast.
I'm reading the
I'm gonna
old
look it up.
comments.
She done went. She done went to Columbia and DC. Now she done came back. The teleprompter too slow. And goddamn, your phone ain't answer the phone. Goddamn, damn. Relax, superstar.
Hey, I did do that November 4th boot camp. I signed up for it.
That's
Okay.
my dog.
Yeah.
All right.
Facts about the job part. Tasha Holmes, I don't know. I'm behind. Courtney made that point. TE1 Gaming, what it do, bro? What it do?
Peace.
Paris says Dion, all empires fall. Why would the US be any different? Sharon Evans says she wants to build a Black America. Building Black America. He said, Kev, you got another call. See, it's contagious now. Everybody, Kev, answer the phone. Lamar, you started that shit. You started that shit.
Get the phone.
I gotta turn my phone down again. Make sure y'all can't hear my shit. Vibrate on you, motherfucker. Fucking with me and shit. I unplugged this motherfucker. He didn't get mad and take his ball and go home. I unplugged this shit. T1 said, right, people blame Trump for the actions of others. Okay, I think I'm almost caught up, y'all. Bear with me.
That's what I was waiting on.
Ace is talking when somebody in capital letters are yelling at you.
That's what I'm talking
White people shit became harmful.
This shit when he says white people shit became harmful because we were retaliated against their asses. You got to read it like that, Kev.
I'm not into caricatures, so I'm just gonna read it like I know. I'm gonna go.
Come on, man.
I'm Ron Burgundy. I'm just gonna read the teleprompter. He said, but we was surely killing other black mofos over stupid shit. We would never come together until George Floyd, unless they feel our pain, they will never respect us.
Unless they feel our pain, they'll never respect us.
She's doing dramatic interpretations and shit.
Read it,
I did forensics in college. I'm not doing that shit tonight. Paris said, Kamar Carter says the caudacity. Caudacity too. I thought I was the only one. The caudacity.
Yeah.
That's a new one. We gotta get that on a t-shirt. We got mind your own blackness, and we got caudacity. Hashtag caudacity, right? We need to start back voting for policy instead of who's least racist. Ooh, okay, TE1.
Fuck your caudacity.
All right. Wear that shit in Walmart. There's the Second Chance Act helped us, and he pardoned like 5,000 people, majority black. Okay. I don't know how that helped me individually, but that's cool. I'm glad some people got out of jail. Talib Kweli is against FBA, DOA's freedmen, and he does not like us. delineating in the African diaspora, and I met him here in Denver back in 2012. Is he against FBA?
Damn.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that. I
Said,
mean,
put it on do not disturb, Kev. See, Sharon Evans be having my back, man. When y'all be harassing me.
yeah.
Like, you ain't got to deal with that shit, Kev, with them sweating you over the phone, right? Because everybody else get a chance to rest and just be reading the comments, and I'm trying to look at my talking points and conduct things, and they want to fuck with me. It's how black people do you once they get a little. They should have never gave you niggas money. That Ace making a bold point. He was, and he was he put it in all capital letters, so you knew. Mama
bold.
Jenkins, she said, KB, it's a lot of people that's sick of this government shit. Like those pissy ass old white men up there running this country. And yes, Trump just helped to get their asses an open ticket to show up and continue the corruption. That's what I'm saying. Like I see people saying, well, he did something positive for us, but we know ultimately he is not, and this is my opinion, he's not good for us. His position of power, him being allowed to even wield the power of the government or direct the government, because I said it ain't absolute rule, but I mean, he is the centerpiece if he's the president. I don't think that's good for us long term. I just think, look, the police shit we had, it's so much shit.
You know what? That motherfucker, man, dog smart as a motherfucker, really, man. Dig this, right? I just thought about something.
Businessman.
This motherfucker, let me tell you, he played both sides of the fence. You know what I mean? Like, he come with the Cardacity shit and get these motherfuckers riled up all on him. You know what I'm saying? And then he throw us a bone. You know what I'm saying? Do a little something, man. But it really ain't us. It's for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So now we happy, we cool, like, yeah, Trump, and then talk about some money. So now you got some distinguished black people that may jump on the side because he talking about money and doing some stuff that they could benefit from. You know what I mean? So now he getting some of everybody.
True.
You know what I mean? Like this.
I think he I didn't look at him as a Democrat or a Republican. But what I think the reason, and this is just my opinion, like y'all say, I think the reason motherfuckers don't like Trump is because Democrats don't like Trump, and Democrats know how to play our emotions to the point where we basically like the movement for the Democrats. All they got to do is get us in our chests about some shit, and we just blindly rock with the feelings instead of doing homework and research and shit like that. Like, even the whole Black Lives Matter shit, when they were saying how that damn near helped fund Biden's political campaign and shit, and then none of the people that got arrested for or protesting and shit actually seen the bread. It funded his shit and a couple LG them folk, you know. But so I think we just pawns to the Democrats, and we just catch the flack of whoever they going against. Because like how Malcolm X said, Republicans show their teeth and growl, and Democrats show their teeth and trick you into thinking they smiling. So you go over there to them and get ate the fuck up anyway. I'm paraphrasing, but
right. That's that black math. 9 times out of 10. Black people the only ones say at the end of the day.
Right.
Like black people just come with some shit at the end of the day, and when they say that shit, they feel like they being profound too.
Yeah,
like
the conversation is over after that.
Right, we wrapping this shit up. So at the end of the day,
say,
all right.
What's the statistical expression for black people? 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10.
50 times.
Right. Tasha Holmes, and I'm going back in the chat room because people have been conversing and people have been talking at the same time in the chat room. So I want to encourage participation in our chat room. By the way, I encourage you to call as well. That number is 262-202-5131. It's Outlaw Radio, Bad Business on a hump day. She says, shout out to the legislation for finally passing the biennial budget. We've been waiting on this shit forever. TE1 Gaming, he says, I always believe Trump used white racists to get their vote. I always felt like he was a white racist.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah, he was just playing folk.
She said they're still giving him money. Yes, he is a businessman, but he's not Nixon. Now that was a real motherfucker. Yeah, Nixon was something else. If you go read about
Tricky
Nixon, he was
dick.
cold blooded, man. Damn, this the shit they recorded this dude saying, you'd be like, this motherfucker. Like, wow.
Call
Tell us how
monkey.
you really feel, Rich. That's just wild. He just talk about these monkeys and this man. He was wild with this shit. Like, man, fuck them niggas. T1 Gaming said facts. They get us emotional every election to gain our vote. You know what?
They ain't even got to do that though, man. Niggas gonna vote Democrat because niggas think that's what niggas supposed to do.
Right. And don't just vote Republican because you think you are supposed to vote Democrat. You see what I'm saying? Like if you get swayed, like I'm just gonna vote Republican because they expected me to do something. No, but do you know who you're voting for? I would ask most people, or I would tell most people, I don't even care about what party you voted for. I'm just more interested in who you voted for and why.
Yeah.
What about, like, I can tell you I did not vote for Trump because of his antics and because of the attitude of his people.
Yeah.
So you ask me why, I can tell you, I won't just say because he's a damn Republican, because I don't think all
most
Republicans
people
are inherently bad. It's like I don't believe all Democrats are inherently good.
Yeah. Most people I ask, they just, well, I just know we got to get Trump out of there. That was
right.
We just got to get Trump out of there. Why?
That was me.
We just got to get Trump out of there. I just, you know,
that was me. You see how it made me sound? Well, I don't know, real. We just got to get out. He just niggerized me on my own show.
No, that was everybody else I talked to. You know, we just
man, I really felt that way. I look, and see, the crazy part is there was this kind of thing being created where, and we didn't pay attention to this. They went to stockpiling weapons. Now, as a gun guy, right, who likes to even go take a stroll through the gun store and just look at, the new shit and see what's out and say, okay, I ain't got this, or let me go grab some ammo. No ammo. Guns sold out. That's something that skyrocketed under Trump.
It's about to happen.
At the same time, they were selling the narrative, oh, they're going to come and take your guns. We got to get ready. But we as a people, because we got guns anyways, like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers like, shit, I got 8 felonies. Hell yeah, I'm strapped.
Maybe go get some guns.
But they stockpiled. And so there was an energy with that. And then what do you see? This thing at the Capitol. And so I'm like, no, they was really finna jump off some real, man, if they'd been able to get some traction through that, ain't no telling what was finna happen in this country.
I think what happens is just like how we get played by getting off into our emotions on that, oh, we're getting picked on and I'm tired of being picked on. They play white folk too with your way of life is being threatened.
Right.
So it's
all our women.
Motherfuckers just in their emotions and emotionally reacting. But if you check out Edward Bernays and understand propaganda, that's what the first tactic of warfare is, propaganda. Because before you bust any move, you got to get the people on the side of the move you make. So that's why even this whole Gaza shit, like I posted something that said the conflict summed up: a colonial oppressor is oppressing natives who are fighting back, in a nutshell, type shit. And like they paint the picture of terrorists, but to the British, the Mau Mau's were terrorists who were just fighting and killing and taking their land back. So
was the Irish, right? Because how long did
Mohawks were terrorists for killing any settlers on their prairie? Like, who was that? Shit, Malcolm X said, if the media will have you thinking the oppressed are the villains and the villains are the victims.
Cowboys and Indians. That's what we grew up watching on TV. And the Indians was always the bad guys. Killing the heroes, savages, right?
Right. They're fighting for their land.
Right. While we on politics, let me catch my chat room. Let's see. Paris says, and now you got Candace Owens lying on George Floyd, talking about he died from fentanyl instead of Chauvin's knees on his neck. Yeah, that's that. Come on, man. Yeah, that's the Kool-Aid. That's the Kool-Aid talking. He said, Mama Jenkins said Watergate at his best, tricky dick. Yeah, man. Yeah, if you a history buff, go back and just just read about him, Richard Nixon. Crazy, man. Tasha Holmes said I didn't want to vote for none of them mofos. Me neither. But I had sat it out with Hillary, and I felt like, well, we got Trump, and so everybody was telling me you the irresponsible one. Paris is like, yeah, the Democrats have unfortunately been our party for 60 years now. LBJ said when he signed the Civil Rights Act in 64, he would have Negroes voting for the next 200 years. And he was absolutely right, Paris. Exactly. He was dead on. Dion said we have no political space. This democracy was never intended for us. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that too. Rail said we don't fit into their politics. We're only used. Nothing is ever meant to be put in place for us to prosper. That's why I said we need our own party, the Afro Party. That we need a party for foundational Black Americans, the Afro Party. I'll keep saying that, man. We really need to do it, and then we can dictate. Even if we just got to come up saying no, we're gonna vote together. We're gonna have a dedicated number of voters that if we say, okay, this is how we roll and this is how we gonna roll, and then we can show politicians you can't have a Black vote, you might be able to get it, depending on what you put in the bag.
What's that?
Wait, go back so I can read it, Cam. Come on, let me get my.
You can't see the comments. You looking at the screen?
On, man. You know I was finna get in theater mode.
I know, but you
she auditioning for the next Tubi movie, man.
Right, full Diana Ross mode, right? She trying to get the lead role in The Wiz. I don't want to spoil the ending for you, but it's Richard Pryor behind the curtain. I don't want to spoil it for you. He said, fuck the Democrats. Fuck the Republicans too, though. David Crowley is running again. Thank you, Mama Jenkins. I was just about to say. That's what I was just about to say. Mama Jenkins is such a part of what we do. Beautiful segue. Because I was just about to say, while we're talking about politics, are you voting for Brother Chevy again? Are we voting for Lil Dog again? Like, is little buddy gonna get reelected? Right now, I'm wanting to hear Davy King speak more than ever. I'm looking for an alternative. I'm side-eyeing him before we even get to DC, because DC is they both launched their campaigns to run again. DC, I'm open to voting for DC again, just a little bit. I'm also kind of hesitant. And I'm gonna tell you why, because when I don't see, and I'm probably just not looking enough. When I don't see aggressive things to help us in the city being put into place, I'm not one of those dudes who wants to see you do something for everybody. I want to see you do something for us. And I want you to be pointed, and I want you to be exact, and I want you to articulate it so that it can become a norm instead of something that'll get you in trouble. So while I didn't like his proposal about, the affordable housing in Wauwatosa and this kind of thing, but I'm not totally against it. I thought at a time when people were struggling really bad and, you're on the golf course smiling up, but that's what you do if you're in that position. But I don't think I look at the mayor as more of a shit show in a situation that I would want to replace somebody. So I'm with DC. I'm a little anti Lil Buddy right now. Where y'all at with this?
Lil Buddy. I'm about to sign.
Is that bad for me to call him Lil Buddy?
Man, shit.
Lil Dog. Mayor Lil Dog.
Which one of them will let me get one of these vacant supermarkets and turn it into an indoor farming facility with hydroponics and shit?
Which one of them would?
Well, I don't think they really ain't got nothing to do with that. He over the airport and parks and
county
like
stadium.
That. So, but Chevy would supposedly be the person to do that. I think he is the
DC was really was down with the tax increase too, which I just thought was like. I
feel like that might have been a little bit of Abe Lee's money that.
Yeah,
I think
and it makes you say, is he really with it? Like, he
with us halfway. He with us as much as he could be until Abe Lee called him like, "Hey, I'm gonna need you to sign
that goddamn Outlaw Radio now, motherfucker."
But you my nigga Dave. To just you.
Ooh, that sounds bad.
It be like that.
If Abe Lee's calling him saying, "You my nigga Dave," I got a problem.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I was gonna say. I thought you said he's getting calls from Abe Lee like, "You my nigga."
No, but I'm saying Abe Lee calling him saying, "Folks, okay, on this bill that's gonna come up, I'm gonna need you to sign on that."
Oh man,
that money I put behind you in your campaign, I'm gonna need you to sign on that one.
700.
Thanks, G.
700,000. That's a lot of money to owe a man. Man, that's a lot of golf.
Yes, I mean, like, how long do you think that lasts?
I wouldn't doubt that. I don't doubt that he ain't the only one. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I know.
Like a lot of our popular candidates or politicians. You know what I'm saying? is named probably on that tax increase thing.
Right. Okay. But so then I'm saying I'm laying the question out then. And don't nobody need to duck it. Which one you voting in? Which one you voting out? Which one would you vote for both of them?
We got to see who on against Chevy. I mean, Chevy ain't really doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? But then we got to see who all trying to come in. You know, going against them. What they trying to do.
So
what have they done?
You answer the question though. Which one you voting in? Which one you not voting for?
I'm voting in Dave. I ain't really with Chevy.
Okay. Chevy out of there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Straight.
So everybody's pro Dave and anti Chevy.
Real ain't really saying nothing.
Real don't fuck.
I don't know. I don't know enough to say. I gotta read they shit. Like I said, who gonna benefit me the most in the shit I'm trying to do. So that's what I gotta read about.
Okay. Yeah, I say little buddy ain't got me yet. He ain't got me. I haven't seen enough. And please let me know in the chat room or out there if you're listening, because I know there may be some people say, no, Kev, you got it wrong. The mayor's done some great things. Please call in and let me know what they are, because I'm right now, like I said, I'm
supposed to have all this extra money. Our community is in shambles.
Well, I feel like we took it on the chin with the tax increase just because of
you know what I mean?
What they put on it, and you didn't. We gonna sue them.
What we gonna do, Kev?
Well, we could have demanded. See, first of all, you got the way.
I mean, like we have our unity first.
We could have said no. Take them conditions off. No, because it's all taxpayer money. You have a $7 billion surplus, and you fucking with us about $400 million, something like that. Like it's all our money anyways. So I just feel like it should have been more resistance, at least verbally. And just saying, well, I'm totally against that, and
I mean,
that's not enough.
Kev,
all I was saying, what I was saying was, hey, I'm in agreement with y'all. I was just saying, you know what I mean, if it's a bunch of surplus money and he's supposed to be the mayor, you know what I mean, I'm sure he got some influence here. You know what I mean? And I ain't seen no influence or no talk about doing nothing for this downtrodden community.
You haven't heard the conversation. None
of that. You know what I mean? And that's why I feel like I'm not voting for him.
Yeah.
Right. I just haven't heard. I haven't heard of a black economic plan. I haven't really.
I did hear him say he want to raise.
We seen that. And the OVP thing is a debacle.
They not the OVP.
I ain't heard nothing about.
I know whatever they are. That whole scenario. They're the Office of Accountability and Family Support. It's all. That's just a debacle. That's just.
I ain't heard nothing about the raise of income in the families out here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard nothing about that.
Yeah.
I don't. Do we have a housing crisis here? We have the jobs. By the fact that you gotta get on your knees to get tax revenue shows you that you don't have a situation where you got viable enough jobs. The people you let thousands of people move out of the community who made a lot of money and supposedly representing the community, and you let them move. So, and that's tax money that's gone because they don't fuck with us. They getting up out of here.
And forcing residents to go outside of the state to get their weed.
That too.
Pay other states.
TE1 said I made a lot of money off Smith & Wesson stocks during those days. Y'all, the weapons manufacturer, we talked about the United States being big players in weapons manufacturing. So when it's war or conflict anyways, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. God damn it, they get that money. The fat cat.
I plan on investing in.
He said, yeah, really 7 steps to Nazi Germany. Paris LaShawn said, man, Zapatistas, Mau, Zulu, Indians, natives, Aboriginals, those are all people, I'm guessing, who were kind of somebody just came and took their shit and subjugated them and made them look like they was the bad guys, those savages.
Even the word we get thug from, those are the thuggies of India who used to choke out British colonialists and tourists in a ritual towards like Kali and shit. But that's where we get the word thug from. You know what I'm saying? It always
know that.
When you actually look back, it always seemed like some native people handling invaders.
Thugs. I thought Tupac made it up. Mama Jenkins said you're right. No ammunition, but if you own a gun, you better get you some ASAP. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a little bit better now. It's a little bit better now, but those are the trends that I kind of pay attention to. Um, when I say, okay, I'm looking at Trump and I'm looking at all his heat, and I'm saying I'm going in a gun store and I'm listen. My son and I would go to like Cabela's and like we go to gun stores up north, like Gander. Or Gander Mountain's gone, but Cabela's. And yeah, Gander Mountain's gone, but Cabela's the huge, huge. If you've never been there, it was Jackson, other side of Menominee Falls, huge, huge. I'm telling you. And you go in there and you just crowds tons of white people, and they're standing there waiting on the people to bring the ammunition out so they can grab it. Like as soon as the person bring it out, whatever they got in, they grabbing it. I think I was up there one day and me and my son was just fortunate enough and I grabbed some, maybe it was like 5.6 or something like that. Might have been like something like that. AR-15 ammo. I was able to grab some and for some other guns that I got. But yeah, that ammo was flying off the shelves. And I was like, well, whatever they getting ready for, I'm finna get ready too. So that's why I started stockpiling. She said, Sharon Evans, poor whites follow Trump because of post-Obama, and they were thinking we are taking over this country. Yeah, as a nigger in the White House. We did a show about that. Paris said Nixon created the benign neglect. What'd you say?
Yeah. Oh no, I was saying,
bro?
yeah, they was told their way of living is under attack.
Yeah, it's a nigger in the White House, man. What we doing? He said we had it, the Black Panther Party. Yeah. Yeah. And we see what the FBI did to that.
Terrorists.
And they made them into terrorists, right? made them into terrorists and justified the infiltration. Okay, we already got our own political parties. A lot of us don't know about them, like the Mahali Party, for instance. I don't know about any. I don't. I always keep saying I want a majority amongst the minority, so I need us to be on the same page. He said, "Fuck the what's that? Duology? I can't even say that word.
I ain't got my glasses.
Duology. I'm sorry. Take me a minute, but get it started like a lawnmower. Duology. Fuck the duopoly. He said, facts, Afro party. But them house Negroes will fix up a wet dream, will fuck up a wet dream. I keep saying we need to get Black Christians and Black Muslims united. And Black intellectuals and blue class Blacks united. And Black men and Black women united and say, for a political action committee, this is what's going to represent us. So if the voter turnout is low, we want the majority of those voters to identify with our party. Now, once again, if there's a consensus among the Afro party that, okay, we're going to put our weight behind this candidate or that candidate, then I think it should be a unanimous sort of be a one movement. Because if you get one candidate that says, well, look, I will acquiesce to some of your policies and I'll bring some of your people in because we can bring up our own politicians and, have our own people that are held accountable for the job. And now if you're going to put him in power, okay, we'll rock with you. We got to play the game like them. That's how they play the game. So it do need to be the Afro Party. I like the name of it. Sharon Evans said Chevy in his mom jeans. She said that man has some mom jeans. Oh no. Look, buddy, you ain't got no mom jeans on, do you? Come on now. Paris said Nixon created the benign neglect policy, which instructs Democrats to do nothing specific for FBA's, DOA's, freedmen, and not to promise us anything, as will in the Mannerheim report. Sayer, what it do, my brother? What it do?
Peace.
We are elevating as usual on a Wednesday night hump day edition. Outlaw Radio 262-202-5131. It's hoodie season. I'm telling y'all. I'm gonna have to bring some of the ones we have packaged up. Tiarsha Arthur, I got one for you already. I want to get started with that story. So hers is going out, but we're gonna get them back in effect. I think I want me another zip up. The zip ups and the classics will be available pretty soon. This time I'm just gonna stockpile and just have them ready for you. So you'll just be able to pay it and get it. Just let me know though. Hit the Cash App if you are interested. Earl Henning said he must go. Sire Williams said, my white boy spends so much, I let him call me nigga. That's what T Grizzly said. If that's the mentality, and that T Grizzly would be one, yeah. He spent so much with me, I let him call me nigga. Right?
T Grizzly is all in the name.
We spend so much with them and they still call us niggas. and we spend it with them, right? Earl said Lena Taylor for me. You know what? Maybe Lena should run again, man. I'm just very frustrated with this regime. I just don't see it.
I think Lena would be a better judge.
Then a mayor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you know what I mean? That give her the opportunity, you know what I mean, to be her.
Yeah. I would have to see because I don't know that she's been in the courtroom in a long time. Right? I would have to see her record as an attorney, and how she did in court. That would be pulled if that's what when she ran for judge. The mayor and the city council are trying to increase their income, not a traditional raise. Yeah, we talked about that on the last show. Like, to me, that was kind of like the last straw. Like, man, come on, man. City is in deep shit. Well, okay, I should say this. Perhaps the city itself is, in terms of the prospects, are good for gentrifiers. Black Milwaukee is in deep shit. The Hmong seem to be elevating. Latinos seem to be progressing. The black community is still the worst off. And Kamar said it so vividly and so articulately. I just haven't seen anything to improve the community. This community. We keep saying on here, we ain't just cool for everybody. That's where I'm at with the Jewish thing. Like, I'm not, if you say you're pro-Israel, I'm black. I'm pro-black. That's what I am. Not pro-Israel or pro-Palestine. I'm pro-black because our community being treated like we at war forever. Look at this shit. It says, she said that's what happens when you put idiots in charge. I'm sorry, that was Earl Henning. It's not a she, Earl. Shout out to you. Pear said that's the broads and the ambiguous language Dr. Claude Anderson is always talking about for the last 50 years.
Powernomics.
Yeah. Said Ice Cube tried to make them work for our vote. Black people bashed him for it. Yeah, I was reading an article today about all of the rappers who said that they are pro-Trump and they threw Cube's name in there. And I'm like, see how messy the media is? Because Cube never came out and said he was pro-Trump.
Right.
All he said was, I have a contract for Black America.
He said we need to hold our
Trump
vote.
said, come talk to me. So I didn't see him say he was pro-Trump. Maybe y'all seen it. I didn't see him say that.
No, he said we need to hold our vote until one of them is willing to talk to us about was it the platinum plan or something? But
yeah, the platinum plan for black people.
All he said is we need to hold our vote. But like I said, Democrats know how to play on our emotions and shit. And people are, Trump, Cube a sellout.
Cube. It was mad. And I understand. I wasn't against him.
Body.
I think I'm closer.
Banging on them folks his whole life.
I think I'm closer now to him politically than I was then. I mean, back then I understood what he was saying, but right now I'm really more like, if there's a Republican candidate that I could just listen to and say, hey, he makes sense, I could vote for him without drinking their Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
see, I got shout out to ENC Jordan. He just hit me. ENC Jordan just hit me about a big opportunity, but Ian rocks on the right side. But Ian's a real brother. And I'm thinking about going on there and rocking with. I gotta see, man. I gotta dip my toe in the pool. Just really, and I'm thinking, and he's saying, it's one of those. I ain't gonna say what the platform is. Y'all will see it when it comes. And he's like, man, I can get you on. I'm thinking I'm gonna go on there. Just because I want to hear. I want to know. I want to be fully informed when I make my decision in the booth. She said no, because back in the days we said buddies kiss asses. No vote for Chevy. We got watch and listen to who is the real person making the calls. She said, Pear said we got Cabela's out here in Colorado too. I bet y'all do. Shit. I bet y'all do in Colorado. Shit, that's homemade. That's tailor-made for Cabela's. 556. He said answer 233. Are you trying to call? I didn't see your call, Ace. I don't have any missed calls. My brother. Bang the line now. I hope sometimes people be like, I'm gonna message you on Facebook, and it's like they thought they was calling in. No, you messaging. I know Ace ain't that, because he's called in before. So I don't see your number. 262-202-5131. Earl Henning said, "Get a raise to teachers. They don't want us out here doing the jobs." TE1 is in the chat room. He says churches will never do that. The 501c3 code prevents them from getting too deep into politics. When I was running with the Panthers here, the one thing that I learned immediately is that the black church wanted no parts of nothing we was talking about.
Right,
Because
right. They
they wanted
government
nothing to
funded.
do with us because um, their affiliation with the mayor and city hall, and that's just real. And a lot of them received some funding for their ministries, if you will. And
Yeah.
there's a specific plaque that a lot of them have that lets people know that they've received some funding. And Rick pointed it out to me. The general used to point it out to me, like, this is the plaque. And so, but they wasn't rocking with anything that wasn't on Barrett's lap. So I was amazed at that. Like, especially when we were doing something like a community cleanup where we got a bunch of little kids and we paying them and they with garbage bags and they would just like, I vividly remember coming down the street on Atkinson. We did a community cleanup after we caught them gouse with the rotten meat, and that shit went viral. And 98.3, who was doing their commercials, they came and apologized. This was a whole different thing. We made them apologize to the black community. And we walked past St. Mark, and those people looked like we was dirt. I never forget the look of them. It was just like as if we was walking through Wauwatosa or something. I mean, they were coming. Not one of them said, "Hey, okay, this is good. Hey, y'all." They was looking at us like, I was like, "Damn, this is what we doing to each other. This how we doing." It's crazy. It was a crazy feeling. Let me see. Earl Henny said, "You make over $100,000 and you want to raise for doing nothing." I just, shout out to Sean Moore. He said that I guess there's some law in the books that says if they don't get raises now, it'll be a while before they can. But I mean, he's already making $147,000 a year, right? That's not enough. Okay. So the contract for Black America, the Platinum Plan was based off the contract for Black America.
Okay.
And they getting funded for food pantries also.
Yeah.
Said, but the Mother Daniel's Way Church is straight Republicans and proud. That's where they get most of their money. Well, they were given under Bush. There was the faith-based initiative money, and a lot of people didn't peep that they were given control over this money a long time ago. The Kojic Church, the Church of God in Christ, and that's their headquarters. Like, because they worked with Bush, they were really supportive of Bush and trying to get black people to vote for Bush. You can look it up. I make up nothing, right? This is Outlaw Radio. So I believe they're still in charge of that money, unless Biden. I don't think Biden has gotten rid of it. And she said faith-based initiative money from Bush. There we go. Paris. He says from Bush Jr. was passed in 2005. Let me get that back up here. That's why the churches have been so quiet lately in relation to racial and social justice issues. At one point in time, the church was the place for rebellion and revolution. Right. He said, I literally just said that. Yeah, I was just talking about that's what happened in Milwaukee with the Kojic Church. And this is not an indictment on the Kojic Church. Please don't take that. I'm just telling you where the money's at and who was given governance of the faith-based initiative money here, which was a lot of bread. So, it is crazy that the church is kind of, you would think they would be much more involved in the communities that they're in. And a lot of the people just get up out of there on Sunday. Like, I gotta get the fuck out from down here before it's dark. And listen, last time we did this, we talked about this in this, on this show, we got in trouble. There was another transgender murder here in Milwaukee, another transgender murdered. Is it 89th and Burnside, 79th and Burnside? The body was found. And so, say that again.
They caught that dude who did
the one that just happened.
The 89th or something like that. Yeah,
Dogwood or whatever. I know they caught the one that we got in trouble for.
Damn, let me find
that was a while ago. This one just recently happened, like night before last, 2 days ago.
I thought that's the one they caught the dude. Here, let me double check it.
Right, no, they haven't. As far as I know, before the show, they hadn't caught anybody. They just felt like, the family was saying that they were just in mourning, because But that might be the fifth one that's been murdered here in Milwaukee, the fifth transgender person. And we asked this question last time. What's the deal? It's just because we blamed straight men who mess with transgenders on the low and then don't want anybody to know. We blamed them last time. And then there was somebody call in and said, well, it's because they're messing with these men and not telling them. And so remember, we had somebody from the transgender call in the community, call in and
yeah,
get
he was
at
mad
us.
as a motherfucker.
Man, got at us like we was everything except for a child of God. Even though it wasn't even though it wasn't where we were. But yeah, so I don't know if what they're gonna do, create a task force now. I don't like, how do you curb this? Because in Milwaukee is murder, murder, murder. Everybody, but what do y'all think? What do you think is just if there's a spike in this, what is the cause? I keep saying, and I'm not gonna say, even from an enlightened perspective, I'm not even gonna say that it's the transgenders dealing with men and not telling them. I'm thinking now it's just straight men who still deal with them. And then when threatened or, whatever, then they can't live with their own secret. So I would put the blame, if there's a spike, I'm not going to just blame it on them not telling them, because, sometimes they do tell them and cats just be like, oh, well. But rest in peace, man. Condolences to his family. His dad was on there and he said, I should have been closer to this situation, and he knew that I accepted his lifestyle. But I just feel like I should have been closer. It's got to be tough, man. To live in the hood as a transgender, like you got to be ready to throw them. That's why most of them dudes, I tell people, leave dude alone, man. That's a whole dude, and they'll beat your ass, man. And them dudes can fight, man, because they grow up fighting. A lot of them have a razor or a knife. You will get messed up by one of them dudes, man. And I know they don't like me calling them dudes. I'm supposed to call them hers, right? I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to keep it real, right? Say keeping it real dumb, I guess. But I'm just trying to make a point. Like, I would never be the one to harass a transgender dude. Like, we finna go jump dude because nah, man, let that dude be what he is. I'm not messing with him at all. I'm not saying anything to him. Just like, let him go, man. Paris said, was he killed his race or his gender? Well, I don't know. They're still kind of tracking it, saying that there's been an uptick in these murders. Mama Jenkins said, who give a damn about the mayor and his crew getting a raise? Tell them to get their raise from the Brewers and the Bucks funds. Yeah, I mean, you got over $100 million you paying out to just 2 basketball players next year. In between Dame and Giannis, I don't want to be a party pooper, even though I am. Between them brothers, that's $100 million a year. That's just 2 dudes. But we had to bow down to get, and it's not their job. I'm just saying, we waste not, want not. Said love triangle gone wrong. You think that's what it was? Paris said it's usually someone from their alphabet community who kills them, not us heterosexuals. They do have beef. There's a possibility this could not even have anything to do with this. It could be a person who killed them and just didn't even know. We don't know. They haven't caught anybody. I'm just looking at it like, is this a trend? Is this something that's up now? Because this happened last time. Sharon Evans said it's just random.
You talk about on 89th, right?
Right.
Yeah, they caught that person.
Okay. I didn't see where they had caught him. I didn't.
Yeah,
Sharon
they got
Evans,
his face on it and everything.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go look. I'm gonna have to put it in the news network, and we'll
Yeah,
get the real story, and then we'll talk about what he said. Because with the one who we got in trouble for, it ended up being a dude who, for whatever reason, like they had some sort of relationship, and he, whatever reason it was, and they said that he actually knew that this dude was a transgender. She said it's just a random crime, not a hate crime, because he's she said a tranny. Let me see. George Terry Jr. Yes, I gave the dedication for Elix in the beginning of the show. Talked about Elix. You don't have to talk about Elix. That's my faux life family. Yes. Rest in peace to Elix, man. Good brother. Gone too soon. She said, hey, the who? 170 to 69. They were balling. The ACR, the Aces. Is that WNBA, Mama Jenkins? I don't think I've ever watched a WNBA game. They did you know how they do the NBA players coming in the auditorium with their fits on? They did that for the WNBA players. The shit was funny, man, because some of them chicks was coming in straight like they like dudes. I'm sorry, I was tripping. Like, oh, some of them looked at real lady like, but some of them was coming in, and I'm like, wow. Yeah. That there's been some transgender murders. We'll see. We also have a crisis in the prisons right now. There's the second individual committed suicide, and I'm talking about the state prisons. I guess there's a serious shortage of staff in Stanley, Waupun, and Green Bay, and they've been in a state of lockdown because they say that they don't have enough people to cover. So they're drinking like dirty water, and it's just unkept filth, and so crisis in the prison system right now. But the question is, do you really give a fuck? Do we give a fuck? Do y'all care? I mean, is prison not supposed to be a little bit punitive? I'm not saying they deserve dirty water or whatever and unsafe conditions.
Well, they deserve to be able to be healthy.
Okay.
While they do their time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because some of the motherfuckers, I want them motherfuckers to stay alive and suffer.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Some of them, I want them to stay alive and stay well so they could just suffer in that motherfucker for years and years on end. But no, but on the serious side, you know what I mean? They do deserve clean water and the basics.
Well, we got lead in our water. I mean, we don't even have clean water, and we free. Well, don't let me say that because I don't want motherfuckers to get. God damn it, he said we free.
Yeah, but you know we can get bottled water too.
Okay,
you know what I mean? They can't do that. They don't have that option.
Is bottled water?
Maybe they do. I don't know. You know,
is bottled water healthy? Come on, I don't know.
You don't know.
Bad business.
It may be the placebo. The placebo effect may help you.
Man, bad business. I told you, man. It'd be hard to be optimistic, y'all. I look, you try because you look.
Not for me, man. Not for me. I practice it. I'll lie to myself so many times I believe it. God damn it.
I can't do that. I can lie to anybody except for myself. I cannot lie to myself. I can't because I don't believe what he say.
Well, I'm talking about just to keep the brighter side or something.
Oh,
like that. You know what I mean? Not nothing serious.
I feel like I'm more happy if I don't got blinders on, even though it might be like shit might be fucked up, but I'd be more happy if I understand it. Ignorance is bliss. So as opposed to just kind of being out here like doo-doo-doo, I feel better that I have the ability to understand. I think about that little typewriter that used to be on Sesame Street. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Y'all remember that shit? Remember that shit? She said, "Word, Kamar, keep them healthy, but keep them alive and keep them in there." Man, I'm seeing this, right? I'm seeing the fallout of. We keep talking about the media. This ain't got nothing to do with what we've been talking about tonight. This is off the cuff. I'm seeing what the little brother Blueface now. I just have to throw this out. Now he's coming out saying, "Oh, I messed with Megan Thee Stallion, and she gave me top right after she got shot in the foot by Tory Lanez." The only reason I'm talking about this is because when we discuss the whole culture, the thing about the way that the young sisters represent themselves right now in music and culture and movies and videos, and we talked about the danger of it, and so I used to say I thought she was a clever young sister, but I was thinking she might get pigeonholed because of her topic matter and because of how over the top sexual she was. And it seemed like Sexy Red then came along now and kind of put all of the females
blew that shit out the water. She blew
so she said she's actually funding her own album out of her own money because I guess she got out of her record deal. But like all these dudes, all these rappers have come out and said, the baby. But my thing is, I feel like some of these dudes are just really immature because why? I don't understand why this became a trend. Why is this a thing now for brothers to come out and say?
Because it's some sucker shit. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell you, man. The thing is nowadays, girls. A lot of these girls who we talking about, these type of girls, they think they know every goddamn thing. First of all, and you can't tell them shit. You know what I mean? So they going out and picking these Dumbo ass niggas. You know what I mean? They can't tell when it's a dumb nigga they fucking with or not till
Damn.
it's too late. Till the nigga done blasted them on the internet and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem right there.
I respect any female who wants to take charge of her sexuality and she has the right to live her life how she wants. But I would caution anyone.
It's
I
a
would caution
difference.
anyone to be careful of what you put out there
I
because you
think
might
it's a
not be
difference.
ready for it to come back on
I
you.
think it's a difference from taking charge of your sexuality and being a slut bucket, a hood rat slut bucket. It's a big difference.
But come on, let me ask you this question though. In all seriousness, what's wrong with being a
A
slut
hood rat
bucket?
slut bucket,
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
especially when you got kids. You know what I mean? You're teaching your kids the same shit.
Well,
And,
you teach
and
your
then
kids,
and
you do
then
what
I'll
I
tell
say,
you
not what
something.
I do.
And then I'm gonna tell you, hold on, you asked me what's wrong. I'm telling you, it's another thing wrong with it. You got other young girls that's looking up to this chick. You know what I mean? They figure she having money doing this dumbass slut bucket ass shit. You know what I mean? So they think they can do it and still have money and be respected at the same time, but they ain't.
What's a slut bucket? What is that?
A hood rat.
I'm like,
A hood rat.
so what would make you a hood rat if you were promiscuous, if you were a female and you had
A
sex
hood
with
rat. Come on, Kev. You know you from the hood, man, and our listeners from the hood. We know what hood rats is.
Hold on, come on.
Why? Come on, man.
I'm saying because I don't men the double standard, like it say. Oh, so can men be
Okay, this
slut
chick
buckets?
Suki Hana, she at the VMAs, she get down on the ground and start twerking and shit. That's hood rat shit, man.
She's expressing herself.
Remember we was talking about the award show with Sexy Red, like it's a place, you know what I mean? It's a time and a place for certain shit.
Right.
And if you can't tell the difference, you the hood rat.
But look, sister, hold on. You got me stuttering. Suki says now she don't want to be defined by. She said everybody done some whole shit in their life. So how you judging me? Like, because I'm honest about mine. Like,
it ain't even about nobody judging her. It's about people telling her about what she doing wrong and why. But she, like I say, it's these type of chicks that don't want to hear it. It's that I could do what I want to do ass attitude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me nothing. But like you got these older sisters that's telling you the same shit. You know what I mean? That been through that. Like, why not listen to somebody who did that already and done been through it?
Okay, check this out. Paris says, "Who knocked up Sexy Red?" I do not know.
Hey, the motherfucker saying is Drake.
Well, she right. Man,
that's what's going around the internet. I mean, going on social media.
It's gonna be a lot. It might be a lot of rappers saying, "I'm that baby's Pepe."
Right.
We don't know. They says the brother with the ankle bracelet who was on the on the tape or whatever. I'm just saying I don't, and this ain't about the sensationalism of celebrity news. I'm saying how we look at each other and judge each other for how we express ourselves. Now we saying hood rats, so let me get my chat room right, and then I just want to kind of get my side of this. Earl says Lucy eat ass. This is what they say, Lucy. Lucy eat ass. That's what Earl is a trip, man. He said, Paris says hood rats. Mama Jenkins said hood rats for real. T1 said everybody not doing whole shit in front of the world, though. They're agreeing with you. Sharon Evans says she going on Maury. We talking about Megan. We talking about Megan. Sayer said, in the nature of protecting black women, how do you protect this type of woman?
You can't.
This is well. Maybe she don't want you to protect her. What I'm saying is this.
Exactly, and that's the point. You can't protect nobody that don't want to be
right.
protected.
But like men, like I want to be honest. A lot of us like hood rats. There's a lot of men who prefer that. That's an acquired taste. That's some brothers who say that's all I fuck with, man.
Can we be real? Like that's the low vibrational side of us.
Okay. So if that's what
that vibrate to that low vibrational side of femininity.
Okay. I don't. I would need a woman to. I would need a woman's perspective on it. Just because, like I said, I see a lot of double standards. Come on, I'm not disagreeing with what you say, so I don't want you to jump through the screen, and you know how you get at me and shit. Like, I just want to know, because I'm not totally against a woman just because, like, she can put on the world's greatest act and say, well, this sells records. right? Because you see actresses in movies, we never charge them for the characters that they play, unless they play them too good, like Tupac did with Bishop. But normally, but if it's a rap song, people say, no, that's exactly who you are, right? I guess it's because hip hop is supposed to be the keep it real genre or whatever. But I don't necessarily go against women who say you don't get to define what I do with my body, and if this is the way I want to express myself, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm saying, okay, well, go ahead, because brothers, this is how we've kind of it's always been a badge of honor for us to the more women you done had. You know what I'm saying? But come on, you
Hey,
know how
but
that's it.
how do that? But how? Tell me this. Answer this for me. How do
Okay.
that? How does that lifestyle help a woman? Like, how does she benefit from that?
OnlyFans
No, I'm
or
talking
a rap
about
contract?
being a hood rat. That lifestyle.
Oh, is that a learn to survive? Is that a survival tactic where she say, I'm down
I
here,
don't know. I'm just saying, like, how is that like positively beneficial in her life? Like, without her coming out all fucked up in the head, you know what I mean, with all kind of mental issues and all kind of fucked up shit. Like, you know what I mean? That
you
whole
think all
lifestyle,
hood rats
bro.
are you think all hood rats are I mean
Yeah,
we
yeah.
usually
That's why
talk
they hood rats.
they're off
Yeah, that's why they hood
so
rats, because they
what's a
ain't thinking
mental
right.
illness?
Yeah, they ain't right, dog. Like, let's be real, man. Let's be honest. All of us, there's something wrong with all of us. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But then you got some people that's out here in the community, man, that's like really fucked up. We
Yeah.
know some niggas that's really fucked up, and we know women that's really fucked up when we see them. This shit ain't new under the sun.
He said
The difference is when we was young, you know what I mean? We was on that dark side. And it was
yep,
cool, you know what I mean? So it was more accepted to us, you know what I mean? But now that the motherfucker older, I see the downside. I see the downside of it. So I would preach that, like, yeah, that's wrong.
he said, yep, a hood rat for a hood cat. TE1, he said, I believe the media is making black women sexual targets. People will say they deserve to be harmed for how they act. That's what I'm saying. I guess that's what was my where I was at with it. TE1 is that because she's put this out here, does she? Because I think it's absolute. First of all, shame on these men who do this. Like, if you had any experience or any kind of thing with a woman, especially when you're on their kinds of platforms, why would you now want to turn around and just like really shit on her character and say, yeah, well, she did this for me? Like, I'm just like, that's very unmanly.
Yeah, that's some sucker shit.
Yeah, I believe. See, that's where now that's a hood rat dude who do that.
Yeah,
like that's a low vibration brother.
yeah.
Like what is the point of that? But I also sometimes I feel like that hood rats are made and not necessarily. Some women choose to do it, but I think certain situations in life and circumstances prevent, because these young sisters who coming up in this really just, you got to think about some of these neighborhoods and these communities they come from, Kamar.
Yeah.
And to really to be able to survive in the jungle, sometimes you got to become a savage too. You know what I mean? And you say, well, that's a hood rat. Because it's easy to you in Milwaukee.
Well, no, hold on. Now, see, just being a savage to survive ain't being a hood rat.
Okay.
We talking about all the bullshit they be talking about, like her and Sexy Red on the song together. My pussy so good, that's why a bitch stay pregnant. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Oh, you still talking about music? Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, this lifestyle. You know what I mean? That shit ain't. I'm talking about. No, what we talking? I thought we was talking about them type of women.
We are.
I just used that as a reference to say that this is the shit that they say.
But is that bad though for a woman to say that?
Yeah, that's bad, man. Because come on, man. Did you hear the song? I don't know. That's just the one part that stood out.
I'm just saying, is it bad for a woman to speak like that? To you, that's bad for a woman to speak like that.
Well, not to the masses. Come on, man. Like this, she on camera, on camera talking about, yeah, I'm trying to get my pussy scratched, getting my pussy scratched. I want my pussy scratched. Like, that shit retarded, dog.
You gotta love when he do the song, though. You gotta love when he do the actual cadence of the song. Bragging that.
Hey, because that's how she said it. Hey, because that's yeah.
This shit gets too much fun sometimes. Big Mike, what it do, my brother? Long time no
she
here,
out
man.
London. She
Hey,
out
what's
London on
good,
camera.
man? I'm rolling with Kamar, man. What's going on, family?
What's up with you, bro? How you doing, man?
Oh,
Hey, I'm
shit.
good, man. I'm good. I couldn't type all the shit I wanted to type. I was like, I ain't typing this shit. I'm driving. I had to type so much shit. I was like, let me call in, man. I'm not doing that. Kev, I want to tell you this. There's no double standard, brother.
Okay.
There's no double standard. I'm going to tell you why. Women are out here loud and proud. When they spot a man, girl, he ain't shit. He's a hoe. The difference with us is that the brother who's doing it will not deny it. We just don't give a shit.
Okay.
We have men that hop from woman to woman, and the thing about that, the double standard thing is a lie. There's no double standard to it, man. You know what I mean? There's just no double. I don't see the double standard. It's not like, you know, I have to say like, you know, a man's not a hoe. The women declare he's a hoe. The same way the men look at some women and say she's a hoe, man. She did my boy,
and
she did my guy,
too.
she did my brother. You know what I'm saying? The double standard thing is an excuse.
Okay.
That's an excuse that people introduce. I'm telling you, Kev, there is no double standard. A woman will look you dead in your eye and say, he's a hoe, he messed with so-and-so and so-and-so. Men don't usually push back on that. Men don't care.
Right.
All that brother care about is getting what he gets. I think they make that an issue because as soon as we say something, it's my body. Women push back on that. I'm not a hoe. I slept with 73 dudes, but you can do it. I can do it too. And most brothers are like, go ahead. I want you to do it. Shit, I'm next in line.
Okay.
That's just the reality of it. Shit, men don't push back on that like that, man. Men don't walk around. It's just a double standard because they said it's a double standard. Because anytime we object to something.
But Mike, you know, we listen. We know. Listen, I'm saying there is a double standard because, and this is my example. And you, like I said, everybody's welcome to the microphone. If you as a young man or you as a man go in the club and two women, and I'm talking about just normal man, not a man who's of an enlightened, you know, perspective or who's gotten himself together, just an average dude. Right. If two women walk up to him and say, look, we want to take you to the crib and wear you out. And he tell his guys, they're like, why you still standing here? You better go. And then he come back and they say, man, dude took two of them down last week. We say, man, dog a player. But if there's a female who does the same thing, the next week when she come back, you say, man, she a flipper. She's a hoe because she went home she took two dudes with her last week. So I said, that's why I say there is a double standard because that dude gets proud.
Yeah, with society, but you know what I mean? When you're talking about being righteous,
I'm gonna tell you again. Go ahead. What were you saying? Come on.
I was just saying, yeah, with society, it's a double standard, yeah. You know what I mean? But when you're talking about being righteous, you know what I mean? Being right by yourself, no, it's only one right thing. That nigga fucked up, he's a hoe, he's wrong. The chick, if she's a hoe, she's fucked up, she's wrong too.
What about people?
Because the shit is toxic, man. That lifestyle is toxic.
In regards to your,
go ahead.
Kev, in regards to your comment when you talked about, we say he's a player. Everyone doesn't say he's a player.
Okay.
There's brothers out here who say like you tricking your dick. You've heard that too, right?
I've heard that before.
They're definitely. It's not like we're monolithic, like we all like. You know, I would say that.
There's
to
no
my
100%.
Sons. I mean,
Right. No. 100%.
So that's what I'm saying. So for the most part, we're more vocal about it. Women, when they do whole shit, they congratulate each other. They basically like are very silent about it. You got with him, and then we play a game as if women don't like sex. That's the thing that's funny as hell to me. I've never ever understood how we act like when I can sit right on goddamn Facebook or Instagram and see women who are like, ooh shit. You know, when I can see you a man spit in your mouth and you pregnant and you don't get repulsed by it or slap his goddamn ass in the face and you sit there and you take that, women do whole shit, man. Difference is that when you call them out on that shit, you know, we call Blueface he's a thought ass nigga. And I seen cats say that shit. They said it about Game. You know, Game didn't push back. He just said, fuck it, I am. The thing about women is that if you have women doing it, they'll say, it's my sexual freedom. You're a goddamn lie. You're a sexual hoe. And he's a sexual hoe too.
But
you know what I mean?
But hold on. What about the people who don't even believe in monogamy, who say this is not wrong? Because there's so many people say they don't believe in marriage. They don't believe in monogamy. They say you should be able to move and groove how you want. It's no it's no mark against you. So and once again, I understand what you when you say nothing's monolithic because there's no 100. We
Yeah.
call it the 100% rule, which is there's nothing that's 100% true about no group of people. There's always exceptions to the rule, right? But
Well, Kev, they're whole supporters. That's what it is. You just a whole supporter. That's cool. You pay restitution to the institution of prostitution. There's niggas who are actually like that shit. That's who they are. There's some niggas who think prostitution is cool, so they pay restitution to the institution of prostitution, brother. That's just what they do. And they cool with that shit.
Real, you supposed to be the sexually free one on the show, and you sitting this out. I'm trying to get you, like, brother, come on in now. Don't get silent now.
Y'all speak. You know me. I see no wrong. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like shit. I love hoes. I mean, you know,
and that's okay. Hoes have supporters.
Right. You know, shit. My thing, you know, with me, look, I just told a chick recently. She was talking about she needs some money. I said, I'm sure you got a nigga in your inbox asking to see your titties. I said, tell him $50. I said, one or two things will happen. Either you gonna fatten your pocket or he gonna shut the fuck up. But either way, it's a win-win.
Okay.
But can I ask you a question now, brother? Kev, what do we get? What is the benefit of raising our sons to fuck over women and go for them? Because I don't do that with my boys. We don't play that shit.
Right.
All four of my sons. Right. We don't play none of that shit. We don't play that shit. So I don't do it. There's no benefit to destroying our community. So I look at things. It's not just being enlightened. It's just like being we fucked up. We can't continue to do what we're doing.
Right.
Also, I have two daughters. There's no benefit. I have to deprogram my daughter. My 11-year-old particularly. My 28-year-old is married. She did good. Went to school. Went to college. You know, was before she went to college. She had this man with her, and they got married. So she was good to go from the time she was in high school. High school sweetheart, she married it. My 11-year-old, she's sharp as shit too, though. But I have to destroy these women every day. Like Sukiyama, I have to destroy her, and I have to constantly feed to her. And when she's like, yo, they're ridiculous, I have to train her that they ain't shit, that you don't do this. There's no end game to this shit. That it just can't turn out well to be Horace in this kind of world, man. Now, the world is very sexist, and the world has already told you that you ain't worth shit. You can't fight on one end to be seen as a strong, powerful black woman, but then to say I'm a revolutionary hoe at the same time. The shit is crazy as hell to me.
Okay.
And it's also a feminist attitude that they carrying with it.
Come on with it. Come on, brother.
You know what I mean? It's also a feminist attitude that they carrying with it. And then, like I say, let's keep it all the way hood. Let's keep it just in the hood sector, right? Like, this shit is toxic. The lifestyle is toxic. We talking about the mental issues. These chicks fucking with all these different niggas, fucking with them, and now they feeling like nigga. I mean, it's man against woman. I mean, this shit is bad, dog. I mean, ain't nothing good about this, man, with this lifestyle. And yeah, you do got some people that's with the swinger lifestyle, and they kick it like that. But most of them people are more grown and established in life and know what they doing already. We ain't talking about people who grew up in this fucked up community that we live in. And learned this shit along the way.
Hey, Kev.
Yes, sir.
You have a beautiful daughter. Let me ask you a question. Tomorrow she comes up and says, you know, I'm finna liberate it. I think I'm finna be like Sexy Red. I'm finna drop my album, and I'm finna go harder than Sexy Red. Kev, I know, God, that you're not gonna go for that.
Well, the first thing that I have to understand is that she's 20 years old. At that point, what I would do, and you were right, I'm not supporting that at all. I'm not gonna be like, well, go and do what you do, baby. I'm gonna try to talk to her and be like, first of all, where did this shit come from? Because this ain't your life. This ain't been your life. I would need to understand it, but I couldn't realistically or righteously tell her, you ain't doing that shit, or I'm gonna disown you. I would let her know how disappointed I am, and I would really try to understand what the hell was going on. But you're right, I would be disappointed. But I would also, once my daughter's an adult, I would tell her, however you live your life, you're gonna have to deal with the consequences of it, right? So whatever you do, make sure that's what you want to do. Because at one point we're all gonna go through phases, right? We done went through different phases. We went through, all of us done been something,
Right.
and I was pimping then, or back when I was pimping, when I was selling plenty dope. We've been through all that, and you get to a maturation process. I guess the best thing you could try to do is not create so much regret when you mature that you can't live with yourself. You see what I'm saying? Like, man, I went so hard when I was young that I'm still affected by the decisions I made then. The goal is to try to do enough stupid shit just to where you can still have a normal life when you figure out and get your sense together. So yeah, I would be disappointed, and I would really question a lot of things, but I wouldn't be able to tell her what to do, Mike. I wouldn't be able to tell her.
I'm feeling you, but also the goal is also not to, whether we make these mistakes or not. The thing I hear people that say that, well, I made the mistake, I did this, the goal is for our children not to go down that path also. Like if I sold a ton of dope, I don't want my sons exposing themselves, you know what I mean?
Yes.
To a RICO act, or, no one does that,
right.
And then I want to say this too, man. Like I heard y'all talking about the pay raise.
Uh-huh.
I said this the other day, and I say this to people in regards to the pay raise. That's some bullshit, Kev, because at the end of the day, you cannot pay yourself. It's like when I employ people, right? I do not give a motherfucker a raise because he helped me fuck up my business. You know what I mean? I can't be down, $100,000 or $2 million and say everyone gets a raise and shit like that. That's my problem with that kind of idiotic thought process. And it's idiotic also because the people pay your salary. And I keep telling people, you pay the salary of all the persons that you deal with, all the people that you deal with. And you cannot allow someone to play in your goddamn face. You know what I mean? You either gonna sit there and let them play in your face, or you gonna understand that you're living in hell today. Which one? You gonna let the devil play in your face, or you gonna realize that shit, you living in hell? This is a hellish situation we live in today. You know what I mean? That shit is wild to me. And I will also tell you that situation with the transgender situation or whatever, I'll be able to give you more on that. That happens to be my wife's cousin that actually committed the murder. So we learned about it and we talked about it, but this is not one of them cases where I believe that they were actually dating like that. This, I think, falls in line from what I'm hearing yesterday, falls in line with I didn't know. You know what I mean? So I'll be able to confirm a lot more for you and let you know, and I'll hit you up and let you know what's going on. This case is a little bit different.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And he's a young brother, too. I think he's about 28, 29.
Damn.
28, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yep. He's 28, 29, but I'll know more once they kind of open up everything tomorrow and kind of get with, and I'll tell you more about it. And so you'll know.
Okay, that's what's up.
You know what I mean? Okay, brother. Hey, nice talking to y'all, man. I'm still listening. I'm gonna switch on off. I just couldn't say all that shit through no text.
Peace and love, man. It's always great when you call in,
all
man.
love,
Yes, sir.
man.
Shout out to Big
Hey,
Mike.
that'd have been funny with you trying to read all that shit.
Man, I mean, because Mike is he's a well-spoken individual. You got to get. I don't think you get the same effect if he was trying to text it. It's better to hear him kind of put it down. Sair said we want our women to be better than us. Sharon Evans said ditto. Ace says this is a whole I'm gonna be dumbass because he a dumbass. There's no logic. Tasha Holmes, she said sex sells. The internet has proven that talentless content can produce revenue. So acting like rapping about, talking about, not giving a fuck about my dignity and self-worth is every bit of accepting that. She said it's that 30 pieces of silver. Ooh, okay. I love it. I love when the Outlaw family get involved, y'all. Earl said we all know women got something to sell when cotton don't, right? I've heard men say no woman should ever be broke.
Exactly.
T1 Gaming said revolutionary hoe. Who said that, Kamar? You can't be no revolutionary hoe. Or is that Mike? Revolutionary. What's a revolutionary hoe? That's what Della Reese in Harlem Nights. She said, I'm an honest hoe, and all my hoes is honest. Milwaukee's STD rate is off the chain. I'll let them be great. You are right. Did we just talk about this? I brought this up the other night about the gonorrhea and the syphilis. Some old school the dirty man disease, dirty woman disease, right? That shit's high. Gotta be careful out here, man. You swimming in this water with sharks. Pear says, "Yep, Kamar, but they ain't never talking about toxic femininity, just toxic masculinity, whatever that is." Um, Ace says, "Promiscuous behavior degrades not only yourself but the rest of your family. As a family member, you're not happy that your relative is a hoe. You have to get back to the to the clan mentality, not disgrace the family." Um, he said, "I know you meant clan, bro. I know you meant clan." He said Demon Tasha. I thought that was Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And damn Tasha. I thought that was Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I said Demon Tasha. Something wrong with my ass. Speaking of demons, Halloween is coming up. Halloween is coming up. This is always a controversial time of the year. We're gonna talk about this more as we go along, and people get in costumes. And I've always stated, never been one to celebrate Halloween. My mother would never allow us to go trick-or-treating, so I don't know what that shit's like. The furthest I got is, the Walgreens costume with the hard plastic mask and the vinyl bodysuit, and you get to walk around the block at the school we walk. I don't know what the fucking purpose of that was, but they walk around the block with your candy basket.
Acting like Spider-Man and shit.
I just all kinds of wow, right? Spider-Man with some boots on, which your mama got you wearing your
right.
Because it's supposed to rain today, right? You got your spider
in the rain and a coat.
Right.
Spider-Man got a raincoat on.
Spider-Man didn't wear no raincoat, mama.
Your ass is because it's raining outside.
Right.
Yeah, but and so it's big business though. It's another one of those consumer holidays, America. We're going into, I guess this is the point that I wanted to make. We're going into the holiday season. So, black people always get ready to go to war because you get Halloween. You ain't supposed to celebrate that. Thanksgiving, you ain't supposed to celebrate that. Christmas, and motherfuckers just be mad at each other. Don't make no New Year's resolution. Fuck you. And so I think that the holiday season brings us down more than it does pump us up. So yeah, but Halloween's coming up. Kamar, do you rock with Halloween? Or you gonna be participating? I know you ain't gonna have no sale, no special or nothing.
Nah, I always got sales every day.
Oh, okay. Sale, even you, right?
Straight up.
What about you,
I'll put a package together right quick.
You said you asked if I fuck with Halloween?
Yeah, because I know you got your shorties, and I know your babies want to. Daddy, let's dress up.
Yeah, I usually get them costumes, let them go get some candy. Halloween again is one of those things that was demonized and villainized through colonialism. You know what I'm saying? Most indigenous cultures have a day when they remember their people who transitioned. Yeah. And when you go into the falls,
Day of the Dead.
Yeah, those huertos.
And as the fall season comes, which we're reminded of death, as you see the plants die off and shit like that, and the days get shorter, you took this time usually around harvest time. So like Halloween was more so like a harvest festival / commemorating those who transition, understanding that winter coming and you may not make it through that shit. So back in the day type shit. So first what happened is Catholicism and colonialism fucked up our mind with a lot of shit. So what they did was they tried to turn those pagan holidays celebrated by indigenous cultures into church holidays where you have All Saints Day or you have All Hallows Eve. Like those days were actually so what the church did was say, okay, one of those days, All Saints Day, we're going to reverence and commemorate all the saints that transitioned. And then All Hallows Eve was when you commemorated, like family and shit like that. So like the Mexicans, they still got Dia de Muerta, Day of the Dead, shit like that. So
what I call it, huertos? What did I call it?
That shit.
Menudo, El Menudo Day. I don't know.
But
I'm not culturally.
So that's what happened, man. Because it wasn't so they made the church made their own holiday and demonized every other holiday. And then because most of us learned Christianity through oppressive slavery, we fear or shun the shit that the church told us to shun. So now they made it about ghouls, goblins, and just fucking gory shit. So they perverted it. They perverted a day that was or a time that was meant for honoring those who transitioned.
I got a lot of
you
old,
ever hear the
I got a lot
story?
of old Negro tendencies. That's what I noticed a lot because my mother and them was dead set against Halloween because they talked about only one person that ever raised from the dead, and that's Jesus.
Jesus.
That's who you.
Hey, you ever heard this story?
In history?
Hey, I don't know how true this is, right? But I remember some years ago, man, some years and years ago, I had heard a story about saying something about Halloween come from Europe, where it was a bunch of kings from the different lands over there that had come to a certain town and put on costumes and run around that town fucking each other and shit.
I never heard that one.
Y'all ain't never heard that story.
Usually, if they wanted to make it really bad, they just say that's some pagan shit, and that used to scare the shit out of black people.
So Europe, they had shit where they would go, like they believe it started with like people going house to house, and they would like trick or treating started with people going house to house trying to get charities and shit like that. If you didn't give them some, you know, they would play a prank on your house type shit. But eventually, like even jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, they used to carve turnips and shit back then. So the whole shit got switched. But yeah, it a lot of it goes back into nature observations, Harvest Fest, or what was his name?
Everything originally come from us. Everything originally come from us. They just put their twist on it.
They pervert it and then demonize it, and then now you praise Jesus for the walls of Jericho falling and a genocide occurring because the Bible said their God told them they could because their God gave them that land and shit.
Well, the people were protesting today saying Biden was encouraging genocide of the Palestinian people. That's what I'm saying. This topic is going to this whole conflict is going to become more of an issue in this country than people are. People want to blow this off and say this ain't nothing. Think
about it though. But
have a big effect.
Like it's kind of common sense though. Like if you side with Israel, you for the genocide of the other people. Like I mean, it's common sense. It's just the way they word this shit to, like you said, to get you emotional.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And unfortunately, as long as religion is like, that's one of the reasons I wish motherfuckers would just do away with religion, because religion is a veil or blanket that a lot of heinous shit happens under. But because it's that's those guys, people don't question God. We gotta, because motherfuckers still believing in this book and this deity. Anything that this book say can be no wrong, but when you actually study the book, I used to teach the book. I studied the book. There is support of trafficking of minors in the book. There is support of God. There's is it Ezekiel or Isaiah where God is talking about he's personifying Israel as a woman, and he said, "When I found you, your own mama didn't want you. I found you by the wayside in your afterbirth. I cleaned you up and I raised you. And then when you got old enough, I put a nose ring in your nose and married you." Now, today we would call that shit grooming. But it's dead in the verses. And because it's said by the book that we say is the word of God, we overlook the bullshit. Yeah, we just need to do away with religion.
People do take what they want to take out the Bible. You know what I mean? Like it even talk about how Christians ain't supposed to eat pork.
Or shit on some toes now. Stepping on some toes now.
They run from that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I'm saying. And then go home and put ham hocks in the greens and shit.
Doing too much now, Reverend. You're doing too much now.
You're not supposed to eat pork. You're not supposed to eat anything out of the sea that doesn't have scales.
Sea bugs.
You're not supposed to wear clothing of diverse fabrics. So if you rocking the poly cotton blend right now, you going to hell.
Bad business. It's hard to be optimistic. I told y'all. Let me catch my chat room up. She said some people go, Mama Sharon Evans, you're right. A lot of my neighbors already got big ass pumpkins and shit, all of this inflatable shit with lights.
Yeah, I love seeing them decorations.
Right. She said, Tasha Holmes said, I see Halloween differently since I have to work protecting our children from the sex offenders. In the modern day Milwaukee that I grew up in, my mother became extremely enraged because it was during the early 80s when there was a rash of people putting like stuff in candy, like pins and razor blades and stuff like that. And it was just
don't
crazy
eat them
poison.
apples.
Yeah, and they used to say, take the candy to Children's Hospital and get it x-rayed, and they would do it for free. Like, there's like a whole lot of shit to go through just to get some candy. My mother would just say, I tell y'all what, go to Walgreens, both of y'all pick some candy out. Happy Halloween, nigga. And so that's what we did. Sharon said, not just the Mexicans, but the hoodoo celebrated the dead.
Yeah, this Hoodoo Heritage Month, October.
Okay. Paris, he said the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD under Emperor Constantine. Yep, it's November 1st Saints all day. My birthday is November 4th. Leprechauns, witches, warlocks, trolls, LOL. Right, all for the sake of it. They say never let the truth stand in the way of a good story. Earl Henny said free candy is all he want. Right? Sounds like Southern Baptist to me. Absolutely, straight out of Mississippi. I did that real Southern deep South gospel. That's what I was raised on. But you didn't question it. Like, you going to hell for questioning it. Right. Like, if you say, well, why don't you say that? Don't you blaspheme in this house? That's the Christianity I come up under.
You get beat by somebody who cuss and steal.
I mean, you finna curse this whole family. You better shut your damn mouth. Listen,
they cuss and steal, but they'll tear your ass up for asking about something.
Man, listen, man. I'm trying to tell you, I come from a line of preachers on my father's side, so including him. So I grew up with it. It was, when they say it's Bible, it's the law. That's why. And you say, well, Mama, why? Because that's what the Bible say. That's why.
That was the end. The end of it.
The warm apple cider donuts at Elegant Farmers fire. Sharon said that sounds good. Warm apple cider donuts. That's shit
for the goo. I've been enjoying the hell out of pumpkin spice shakes from Wendy's. That I had to stop.
That should bring out the fat kid in me. She says Saturnalia. That was Paris.
Oh, that's Christmas. That's So Saturnalia is where the Romans would get drunk and have orgies and gay orgies.
Oh, that's what they was going around banging each other.
That's Saturnalia. That's what Christmas took place of, because if you go by the Bible, Jesus wouldn't have been born in December, because that's not when the shepherds are out there tending to their sheep to see the multitude of angels saying glory. All that shit.
Y'all fucking my whole childhood up. Like, y'all is making my whole child. Y'all destroying
we gotta wake up from this matrix. It needs to be.
I'm uncomfortable, dog.
We debunking this childhood and shit.
Destroying my whole life, my whole belief system. Paris says the gift of giving came from Saturnalia. How you say it, real?
Saturnalia. It's the worship of Saturn, or you know what I'm saying. But also that was like. Okay, so really, December 22nd is the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. For 3 days after the 22nd, the sun does not move at all in the sky. But then on the 25th, it goes 1 degree higher than it did as it progresses higher until the summer solstice. So that's why we say the sun died, and then in 3 days he rose, and we celebrate the rebirth of the sun, the soul, the actual the star,
the son of God
type shit.
Listen, y'all got this shit is expensive, right? Like, y'all got to get real in the algorithm. He can go. He can take my spot. Tasha said she used turkey now in her greens. My wife does too. We can't even get the ham hocks. I want the neck bones or the ham hocks. She won't do it, because then she'll be like, well, what I'm supposed to eat? You got to have turkey in it for her. She won't eat beef or pork. Sharon Evans said, thank God for Jesus. Yes. Paris said hoodoo is FBA, DOA, and freedom voodoo, basically. Mike Kimmett, he says, do you understand how deep it is that someone whipped out a book and said, we are the people in that book? Why? Because we said so. We are the chosen people. And if you disagree, we will demonize you. And he's in capital letters, so he's yelling at me too. Do I not, or is he's doing a big voice? Do I not have the right to tell you I can't be anti-Semitic because I don't believe you are the people that are in this book? Okay, I was trying to. Courtney said I need to act it out.
Courtney will be proud.
Right.
Hey, you better
He
talk
said,
good.
"Yep, I grew up on the same Christianity too, Kev." There's a lot of ironies, and that's what I'm saying. It's unfortunate we at the end of the show because there's a lot of ironies, right? And there's a lot of questions, and there's a lot of inconsistencies, and there's a lot of holes. And I think it was more of how it was presented to us and who presented it to us, because we were pretty much force fed this book by our oppressors. And these weren't oppressors like the ones now that say, well, I've never owned a slave, or I like black people. These were people who said, I hate niggers. But you gave them a Bible, which is supposed to be a book of divinity and how to save your soul. So it's just that's an irony to me that the person that hated you most also force fed you with a religious belief that basically said you should turn the other cheek. Is all this a little too
I mean,
coincidental for the sake of oppression? I think this is what you have to do. I heard Rail say the first two was propaganda, right?
yes,
Not saying the Bible is propaganda, but
it's propaganda. I'll say
it's a
it for you.
deep dive. It's a deep dive.
I'll say it for you. It's propaganda and Christian. Whether your ancestors were Christian or Muslim, both them motherfuckers converted at the end of a sword or a whip.
Paris said, okay, let me finish this up. Said, who really knows the truth about life? Bad business, right? Like, you never know. You never know. Mama Jenkins said, we have learned today. You absolutely have if you listen to the show, but that's always the nugget for Outlaw Radio. You will pick up on something. He said, yep, you got to watch the Zeitgeist. It breaks it all down like Relly Jodges did. Well, that's why he with us. The Zeitgeist can't have him, right? With us. He's an outlaw. They gave us a book to control us. Listen,
you can also check out Jordan Maxwell. Jordan Maxwell breaks down a lot of like word magic and just like Hollywood, how he says the holly tree was used to do magic rituals and they made wands out of holly trees to do magic rituals, and now movies are made in Hollywood to program your subconscious. It's all, everything is psychology is magic. All magic is a higher understanding of universal law. And when you understand, anything you understand, you can use to your benefit. And there's magic out here that's not a problem. The problem is the only motherfuckers who know how to do magic are the dark magicians who are using it to oppress you.
Okay. Come on, what you got coming up this week, man?
The third Thursday with the Chamber of Commerce, we'll be down there at Tropic. I want to say it was that on Water Street.
Okay.
Yeah, on Tropic on Water Street, that across the street from the Milwaukee Public Market. So Thursday night, I'll be there.
So are you vending there, or is this just like a networking event?
Well, I'm vending, and it's also a pitch contest.
Oh, okay.
The last one.
Pitch contest, this one, and then no, it's one more in November also.
Oh, okay.
And then the money round in December. So if y'all want to win that $10,000, that $7,000, or that $3,000 prize, y'all got to come to this pitch contest. Pitch your business, pitch your idea, whatever it is you're trying to get some money for. Come pitch it and try to get this money. It's real. I won last year, man. Y'all see that check back there? That money really hit your account.
I remember. He got
that money really hit your account.
Okay, that's what's up. Plantation, we're gonna be off the plantation this weekend. Real, I don't know what the weather gonna be like, but I might need another super speed Sunday. I got some stuff over here that I still ain't. I need to get it fixed. So what you got popping this weekend?
Oh shit, I'm down. You know me, shit. I recouping for having to go in all week. Just steady running up my following on TikTok, higher frequency, where I do discuss shit like this, where I try to give knowledge that they don't freely give you, because that knowledge will set you free type shit. So you want to hear shit that ain't molded by the main narrative. Check out Higher Frequency, HIGHER, FREAKUENCY. And I'll be putting together an Amazon shop. I got approved to be an Amazon influencer. So what that means is I can curate products to have on my own personal Amazon shop and provide the links, and I would get a commission as an affiliate.
Okay. Okay. Well, like I said, man, it's just more grinding for me. Got to get my basketball season is starting. Got to get my son to his his tournament this weekend. My daughter has a show in Minneapolis this weekend. I wanted to get up there, but my son has a basketball game, so wifey might have to head to Minnie, and I might have to just stay here for. I want to say this because I think it's important too. We have so many problems with our young men and what they're doing in our community, and they don't, the ones that are doing the right thing don't often get acknowledged. And I want to shout out my son just because he's a positive youngster, and he, just sometimes life just throw you a curveball, and y'all will see. I put up a post that kind of basically expressed my pride in him for his just perseverance through this football season. It was not ideal because the team was so bad, and just a shooting at a game, and he just never really, he didn't complain. He just kept his nose to the grind. Of course, he didn't like losing. He was more concerned about some of the ways he was utilized on the field. But perseverance is the name of the game, right? And just because today you ain't up top don't mean you're gonna stay on the bottom forever, right? And so I just, I went to his awards banquet, and I know for a fact that this dude worked harder and put more into it than everybody, and he didn't really get recognition for it. I'm gonna put his highlight tape up, and people will tell me once you see it, you'll say, "This little dude's nice. What are they talking about?" It is what it is. I'm proud of him, man to man. The lesson that you learn is that you got to keep grinding and you got to keep working. And I call the show Bad Business because it is all bad, and there's a lot of reasons to be pessimistic. And I come across reasons every day to stop doing something or to quit trying. I would love to be able to say, man, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just finna do what I do, right? I can just subscribe to some of the methods that other people take and get my life where I'm taken to have. I won't mind, so it don't matter to me what happens to you. But then I also always get a reason to keep moving in the direction that I'm moving in, and so his grind kind of inspired me to do that. But I'm telling him, process it, right? Process it and turn it into fuel and let it motivate you. And that's usually where greatness comes from. Somebody who was at one point mistreated or overlooked or underserved. Usually their motivation to get what they deserve in life is what they need in order to go. And so, and I'm almost, as a father, I rather for it to be difficult now and you work your way through it and it gets greater later, than for it to be all great right now and then for him to get older and it start getting bad and he don't know how to figure it. I'm glad he's becoming a veteran of this life, and how life can treat a black man. That's all. That's my thing, my soapbox moment for him. And we're gonna keep pushing. And one thing about it is he can do whatever he wants to do. So if he wants to go to a school and play, he's gonna be able to go somewhere and play. I'm not worried about it. I just hate to see him get disrespected. Y'all know how that is with your kids. You hate to see your kid get disrespected, especially when you know that they put their heart and soul into something. So shout out to Lil Kev. I'll get that highlight tape up. I'm just trying to get it converted from, because I can't get it off my iPad. So I'm trying to get it to my Android so I can post it. So you'll see it. Other than that, man, y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Y'all keep your head on the swivel. Try your best to be a better person today than you were yesterday. That's the most important thing that you can do. Nobody's perfect, right? And everybody's going to make mistakes. It's just that you got to try to manage how many mistakes and bad decisions you do make. Try to get them down to like 2 or 3 instead of 20 or 30 a day. That's going to improve your quality of life, man. It's all about trying. You got to try. And I hear when people say, "Oh, this shit is horrible and why should I give a fuck?" Well, look up sometimes. Look around. We started out talking about learning from the animals. Watching that squirrel get ready for winter. Watching them birds go south. It's all about learning, man. And I want y'all to know, man, be about action. Don't talk about it if you ain't going to do it. Because if your criticism of the community outweighs your contribution to it, your ass is a coon. Peace and love, man. I'll see y'all Monday.